Hello. Hi, Poochie. Hello, hello. How's everyone been? How's everyone been? Hopefully you've been doing well. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Don't fuck up your sleep schedule too much. Poochie, don't fuck up your sleep schedule too much. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's nothing worse than being tired. Well, maybe there's a few things worse, but... if I fail to platinum rift apart the Guardians of the Galaxy's control before Easter, I have to Oof! That sounds like hell. Every second of every minute of every hour, every day was the exact same routine repeated. We were objects, expendable ones at that. If we broke, they just got a new one. Okay, just don't overdo it. Yesterday to tomorrow, our daily lives marched on without a single change. Till one day, we died. It's all there was to our lives. No one would remember us. It's baby Shiraishi! The only way we would ever leave this place... Okay, alright. Only way we could ever leave this place is if we broke and they threw away our corpse. Either that, or when they decided I needed my life to fulfill some duty or another. But even then, wouldn't that mean a different day than usual? Uh-oh, is he part of a cult? Either way, I had to do what it was expected of me. I was just another cog, and I had to act like it. Only here in this walled garden could we survive. Blending into our oh-so-familiar surroundings. We were nothing after all. Oh shit, he was a fucking experiment or something. Yes, sir. Today was just yet another repeat of yesterday. My heart was empty. I felt nothing. At this rate, my eyes snapped open. I realized what I'd been seeing was just a dream. No matter what I saw, no matter what I heard, none of it moved me. That's the way I've been made. But a decade could change a person. I knew no emotional pain. I felt no loneliness. I just existed. At least, it used to be that way. I didn't think I could go back to that now. My cell phone lay on the table where I set it. Sharp-eyed black cat strap tumbled on its side. It was just an unremarkable cheap plastic toy. But it's strange. Thinking on how it made her happy seemed to imbue it with some sort of intangible value. Do I know how to speak English? No, I do not. It was decidedly a trial and error, but I'd somehow managed to earn her trust. The biggest hurdle was cleared now. Failure was almost an impossibility now. Yet, for some reason, I hadn't been able to get her off my mind since last night. She lived in a world where sunlight and life. She had so many things I never did. She was a naive and uncomplicated girl. But that's the proper result, as it should be. I can't fucking read. I mumbled that to myself. Everything would be fine. I knew how to let things go and cut things off. I knew how to control my emotions. The larger machine. That's all. That's crazy, my guy. That's crazy. Finished my lunch and sat back to relax, enjoying a lazy afternoon. Without much else to occupy it, my mind turned to last night. Would have thought the day would come when Shiraishi thanked me for something. I felt a smile tugging at my lips. I remembered how shyly he spoke the word. It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. It's fine. Nothing happened. I quickly tried to smooth the stupid smile off my face, but I couldn't stifle my squeak in time. Anyway, what did you get for your wife's Christmas present, Mochida? I desperately changed the subject before he could ask awkward questions. Fortunately, he flashed a big grin like he'd been waiting for me to ask. Aww. You really do love your wife a whole lot, don't you? We stan a man who loves his wife. We stan. There we go. My mic decided, I'm not gonna work anymore. We stand a man who loves his wife. That's none of your business. I believe in you. I'm not that bad. You're right, you're worse. Party? Come to think of it, should I actually mention that he has no fun memories around Christmas time? If it's just a little house party, we could probably hold it at the office. Damn, it's all on Saeki's dime. I've been so busy planning the party in my head that I hadn't listened to what they said. Saeki, Since fucking when, bitch? Since when? Shiraishi interrupted us, briskly walking up and taking me by the hand. What? Before I could say a thing, he dragged me away. They're fucking shocked. What the fuck? Come on. I only caught a glimpse of Mochida and Saeki, their mouths open as I was dragged out the door. Shiraishi strode forward, eyes straight ahead. His hand was firmly clamped into mine, so I had no choice but to trot along behind him. What the fuck? He's just dragging us away! He didn't let me go until he had ducked into an empty stairwell. What the heck was that all about? Oh my fucking god, he's pathetic. He's sweating, guys. He's sweating. God, he's so fucking stupid.
昨日の話だと君にとってクリスマスは特別なんでしょ。でもそんなの俺には関係ない。君に信頼されればいいだけだから問題ないはずなんだ。
I'm like half convinced that he's talking to himself at the same time. Yup, he's half talking to himself. I have no idea what that is, but I think you should go for it. Dude, this guy, he's so in denial about his own fucking feelings because he's been taught to fucking cut them off that he doesn't even know how to recognize it anymore. He doesn't recognize that he's fucking jealous. Shiraishi? Something was wrong. His usual lazy smile was missing. Instead, he was mumbling to himself, words filling out in a rush. His eyes looked dazed, and he stared at the floor. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. There's no way he's... He is not. Dude, he's been taught to like cut off his emotions and to control them. But now he has feeling for her, so he doesn't recognize that. So he's like, what's wrong with me? Because he doesn't recognize that in that moment, he was fucking jealous. And he wanted to spend time with her. But to him, he's kind of like, oh, this shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter that she's spending Christmas with them. It shouldn't matter to me. Why am I acting like this? It's fucking pathetic. But, like, I love it. Yes, I think he needs more than a hug right now. He needs therapy. It stood there quietly, trying not to disturb him, but when he looked so obviously confused, but... Shiraishi. I spoke his name clearly, leaning to peek at his downturned face. Something hurting you? I slowly reached up and placing a hand on his back. His body convulsed in a shudder. Hey, I am... What the fuck do you mean you tracked a god IP address? Seem like the type of person who doesn't show weakness, if you even realize you have any. But if you're feeling bad or hurt, tell me, okay? I can't do much, but I'll try to help. I rubbed his back in a soothing manner. I'll be here for you. We stayed like that for a while, me stroking his back and him standing stock like a statue. Eventually he looked up. His words sounded weak, his smile forced. My guy! Hold on, I'm getting DMs. He was obviously pushing himself. I leaned in and examined his expression more closely. Hey! In pain 1 second, then the next, this. Was honestly worried about you, no? Was that all just him messing with me again? Considering who this was, it was a possibility. I didn't know how I should feel about that. No, he's just fucking autistic. He's traumatized and autistic. Well, that's good, I guess. No, no, he's absolutely autistic. I was getting ready to turn them down, actually. Yeah, I mean, you said you'd never done anything really Christmassy before in your life, right? So I thought we could invite everyone on Yanagi's team and have a little house party together. How does that sound? Shoichi? He like, I feel like he probably has a childhood where he was just fucking forced to, like, suppress everything. And taught that you're not supposed to feel anything. So he's probably gotten very good at controlling himself. Insanity, insanity. I have so many thoughts right now that I don't know which one to start with. For starters, this guy is fucking so badly traumatized from his childhood, he can't even recognize his own fucking emotions. Look, even if we did that, he'd be like, oh, what are you doing? You're being weird, or something like that. He's gonna deny the fuck out of it. He's just gonna deny it. He's gonna deny that he feels uncomfortable, but because I'm assuming his childhood, he's been taught to fucking suppress everything, and that feeling anything means you're broken. There's literally no possible way to like tell him right now that it's okay to be feeling things, because he's not gonna fucking accept that fact. What does that matter? He's trying so fucking desperately to change the subject. Why, he says. Shiraishi moved in closer, but I quickly dodged. I'm gonna get permission from Mochida to go to Miss Takeuchi's place this afternoon. He's raised by 60s parents and gonna go to a room of his trial and kill whoever taught him to do the did hop and did. What? Let him what? I rolled around and beat for the SRCPO office. Jeez, I didn't expect him to start prying like that. Maybe it would have been better if I just said I wanted to help him make a nice Christmas memory. But I think I'd feel a little embarrassed to actually say it out loud to him. Plus, I would have no idea how to answer if he came after me for a detailed breakdown again. I think all I could tell him is that I wanted to. Doesn't help that Shiraishi looked like he seriously did not comprehend why. Dude does not understand his own fucking being. He does not understand human. I didn't do anything! He just grabbed me out of the office and he dragged me out and was like, oh, why do I feel like it hurts? Why did I drag her out of that conversation? Why did I do that? We were talking about Christmas. Fucking Saiki was inviting us, like, hey, do you want to go out for Christmas? And then he just was like, nope, she's coming with me on Christmas, and dragged us out. Poochie, you gotta sleep. You gotta sleep. I didn't like spending time with people I hate more than necessary either. Yeah, he's actually no, yeah, he's just jealous, but he's putting it, but he's not. He's just so ingrained into him that he should not be feeling anything that he doesn't recognize that. He's so good at he's so good at analyzing others, yet ironically, he's the worst at looking at himself. He is he's so good at like external external. Ah, fuck. What was the types of intelligence? Hold on. Types of intelligence. Okay, so there's the multiple intelligence theory. There's people who have spatial intelligence, body kinesthetic intelligence, musical intelligence, linguistic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and naturalistic intelligence. So, all the other look, all the other ones are kind of like are irrelevant. Well, but like interpersonal and intrapersonal, he has high interpersonal intelligence. So he's really good at like I guess he's good at like people skills. He has great people skills, I guess. Though honestly, it could also be naturalistic. Or spatial. But like yeah, interpersonal doesn't really fit too much. Maybe it's more a mix between naturalistic and linguistic, maybe? But either way, he has very little intrapersonal intelligence. He has basically no intrapersonal intelligence. Interpersonal is like understanding and relating to others. So, yeah, maybe it's more a mix of natural, linguistic, and logical mathematical. Maybe. Yeah, related to others, but not. He's I don't know. He's just very good at analyzing other people, but he has like zero intrapersonal. He is very like no intrapersonal skills. Like it doesn't apply to him. To extent it could be interpersonal. I'm not going to say he doesn't have any interpersonal because he understands people, he just doesn't relate to them. There's existential, that could be. I don't know. I'm getting distracted. Guess it was time I admitted to myself. I had warmed up to him enough that I honestly wanted to do things that make him happy. I'll have to get some help from Yanagi's team to make sure that party can come together and Shaishi will enjoy himself. And I don't know if any of the others will be like, do we have the time for this?
そ俺より気まぐれなんじゃないかな。だからプロファイリングしにくいのかも。
Dude is so in denial. Shiraishi mumbled and muttered to himself like the entire time he walked to Miss Takeuchi's house. I didn't expect him to get hung up like on that. Apparently he was having issues coming to terms with the fact that my impression of him changed. It was a good thing, yet he's still like this. He's being so pedantic about the whole thing. Shiraishi, would you get over it already? You need to focus on apologizing to Miss Takeuchi. So I guess he won't be I guess he's the type that can't drop a question. He won't leave it until he has an answer. Dealing with him is such a pain. It didn't help that he was walking faster than usual, turning this into a power walk for me. I broke into a short jog to try and catch up with him when... Oh god, it's her! I wound up plowing right into someone who had suddenly turned the corner I was passing. Oh my god, oh gosh, I'm sorry. It was a girl. She had dropped a notebook she was carrying. I reached out to pick it up. Yep, she killed us in a previous route, which is fun. Another voice barked at me. My hand jerked back. A boy walked up from behind a girl and picked up the notebook, shooting a look at me. The girl took it from the boy and held it close, looking obviously relieved. Oh, no, I'm fine. God, if she wasn't crazy, I think I would think that she's really cute. No, it's okay. I was going too fast too. Sorry. I'm glad neither of us was hurt. The boy bowed and, giving his little sister a push, began to walk away. I turned and watched him go. Suddenly I heard a theatrically huge sigh behind me. If it wasn't for a certain someone walking too fast, I wouldn't have needed to run to catch up. I glared at him, but turned around and started walking like it didn't even register. Probably hadn't. Grumbling, I jogged after him. Bro just keeps walking faster than he needs to. The fucking audacity of this man. My cardio session continued. Arriving at Miss Takeuchi's house, I took a moment to gather my courage before pressing the doorbell. I'm sorry to bother you, miss. It's Mary Hoshino from Shinjuku. No, miss. I just wanted to... There was nothing I could say to that. Shiraishi stepped up, giving me a pat on the shoulder and moving in front of me. She found out we were a cop and went batshit. For some reason, the crazy people in this game don't quite like us when we mention that we're cops. I could not imagine why. I could never imagine why the people who are crazy and are part of a terrorist organization do not like cops very much. Could not imagine why. Shiraishi? I don't know. I don't know, man. I just know she killed us. Everyone who's killed us up until now was part of Adonis, so...
彼女はこれまでたくさんの人の話を親身になって聞いてきました。そしてその都度自分にできることはないか模索してきた。
The girl from earlier! She killed us in a previous route! I think it was Enomoto's.
ここに来たきっかけは捜査でしたが、あの日あなたが吐き出した言葉を聞いて彼女は放っておけなくなったんですよ。警察官として正しいとは言えなくても、星野巡査はそういう。
No, not her! The fucking brown-haired girl from earlier with the book that we ran into. Though we were still talking over the intercom, he conveyed those words with force and conviction. After all the times I insulted him too. My heart felt like it was going to burst. If I didn't hold myself together, I knew I'd cry. I clenched my fist and bit my lip, staying quiet. I had no idea having someone recognize my effort would feel this good. You're fine, you're fine. And that it was Shiraishi whose ideology I clashed with so bitterly at this place. Emotion welled up inside me. Her quiet words didn't have their usual barbs. I understand, miss. I'm sorry for bothering you so often. If you think of anything, please contact the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. Doesn't have to be regarding the X-Day case. If you have any problems, please call us. We'll do everything we can to help you. I bowed deeply, then Shiraishi and I turned to leave Miss Takeuchi's house behind. What? I heard a whisper in the intercom, but then it went silent. Nah, it's I didn't expect anything, honestly. No, you were allowed to help. Hearing what you said made all the work I've done so far feel worthwhile. Oh no, you don't say Yuki. I wish that's how it worked. I wish that's how it worked. Shaishi, you're a seriously twisted individual. You shouldn't be so down on yourself like that. Even if your words were calculated to get info out of Miss Takeuchi, I still sensed heartfelt sincerity in them. They, reached me too. So if you had an alternative motive, I don't mind. Yeah, I figured we'd get turned away at the door, but what he said did change her impression of us. This time, what you said generated a positive change from Miss Takeuchi. He has that super confused look on his face again. When I was at odds with him, I had let my doubts rule everything. But now that I knew him better, it was easy to see what was really going on. You gotta get it right. He had picked the worst possible way to phrase it, but he was a decent guy at heart. Now we're just gonna have to buckle down and get somewhere in our investigation, huh? There's still some people connected to the free school that I haven't talked to yet. I'll get in touch with them. Okay. Oh, come to think of it, how goes the investigation into the station mole? Have you found anything interesting? He's not gonna find anything, cause I know it's fucking him. It's either him or Saeki. Shush, don't spoil it for me. Who? So this person is suspicious, but you don't have anything you can charge them with yet. If we made a premature move, they may clam up, or worse, they could disappear. Understood. Aye, Captain! I'm itching to find out, but in this case, it's probably best to leave it all up to you. I thought that was the end of that subject, but Shiraishi spoke up again, hesitantly this time. Well, we're gonna arrest him, duh. Huh? The way he phrased it made it sound like almost like whoever the suspect was, they were someone I knew. I don't believe that, but if someone that I knew was on the force connected to Adonis, it's not impossible that there was someone forced into betraying the police. I'm the biggest example of that. I haven't told them about my Adonis encounter. Wouldn't be unusual if they were help others who Adonis had threatened into obeying them. First of all, I want to ask them how they got involved with Adonis. I can't fucking read. Holy shit. I'm not saying I'd let them scot-free. It's just, well, getting to know you have taught me that it isn't right to project my opinions onto someone else. Hooray! I did it! I can't deny that you had a significant impact on my life. Whatever the case, we won't get anywhere if we don't somehow stop the chaos Adonis is causing. Can't speak. Molestation. I really don't want to believe that, but... Okay, I'll wait on you then. After we got to the station, I scrounged up what free time I could to call up the rest of the people on the free school contacts list. No answer. Misako Yoshitani. Can't reach. I sighed, marking on the X next to her name. The events that occurred a decade ago. I guess it shouldn't come up as a surprise that people didn't remember or what weren't at their old addresses. Hachisuka was killed by Tsunamoni in September. Tsunamoni committed suicide in October. 10 years ago, Yurine Uno, a guidance counselor at the free school they both attended, attempted to kill her kids and then killed her husband and herself. So far, the only thing linking all three was that they attended the same school at the same time. But out of the people I called, one man had been more than happy to talk. According to him, Hachisuka, with extremely good looks and an actress for his mother, was extremely popular with the girls. There was always one, isn't there? That guy who's smart and athletic and popular. The man said that when he heard of Hachisuka was killed, he thought one of his women finally got him. Hachisuka must have been really popular. But what surprised me the most was what the man told me about Hachisuka's connection to Mrs. Uno. Apparently there's been a rumor that Hachisuka had a crush on Mrs. Uno. Hachisuka groupies then considered their enemy. Several of them began bullying her. One of them even had her parents send complaints to the school about Mrs. Uno. That's crazy. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. Insanity, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I had the man give me as many names of the girls in on the bullying as he could. I made a list and began another round of calls. I asked for as many details as possible, but all of them said that they were young and dumb or they were going with the crowd. Still, if all that young and dumb bullying was what drove Mrs. Uno to kill herself, I stand Mochida. Insanity's fucking calling me out. Insanity's calling me out in her fucking in our DMs. God damn it. God damn it. I plead the fifth. Mochida. Fuck, I love Mochida so much. He's such a good boss. Thank you. I opened the can of coffee and took a swig. Mochida's question startled me so badly I nearly spat out spit my coffee all over everything. No, we're not. Sussy is, well, how do I put this? He's an eccentric person. He's special. He's certainly special. I don't think there's much point in looking for any deeper meaning than in what he does. I thought back on how he'd been acting since he barged in and dragged me off. Something about it didn't sit right with me. It wasn't for the reasons Mochida thought, though. To me, it seemed like he was fearful. His pained expression popped into my mind. I don't want him! I just find him interesting. He's just interesting. Look. I think Shiraishi is an interesting character. But he's not my type in any way. He's not my type in any way. If anything, he's more a character that I would have fun thinking about or analyzing as a character. But he's not a type of character I would obsess over. Like Okazaki. At best, I think we'd be friends. At best. Yeah, once you get to know him, he's an honest to a fault about everything. But for him and I to get together like that? Up until only a little while ago, the two of us could barely stand each other. Now our relationship have upgraded to normal. There wasn't anything special there, I think. Yeah, that's why I said at best. That I feel like, ugh. I would honestly probably tolerate him. Oh, though, thinking about it, there aren't many people who would volunteer to get to know him. That meant not only Mochida, but a lot of us might get the wrong idea about us. Actually, I think Mukai has already had an entire weird fictional story she's built in her head. Mukai has a very, very interesting story in her head. Thank you, Mochida. He gave me a hearty pat on the shoulder, grabbed his bag, and went home. Me and Shiraishi, huh? Thinking on it, my opinion of him had changed a lot since we first met. Yeah, he's still he's still snarky, flaky, weird, and still treats me like a kid, but now I think he does see me when he looks at me. Hell, he's almost dependable at times. And I did feel really, really happy when he said that about me. My phone rang, nearly startling me out of my seat. Is it from Shiraishi? I grabbed my phone, heart pounding. Oh, it's just Mukai. The tension in my body... The tension left my body in a rush. Holy shit, why was that a fucking sentence? I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. Let's see. Uh-oh, I have a bad feeling about this. But ignoring it seemed a lot scarier. I timidly plodded to the interrogation room. Oh god, what the fuck happened? Great, it looks like my bad feeling was on target. Mukai and Sakuragawa were waiting for me, in the same positions as we were when last year. Oh god, not again. Okay. Talk about deja vu. I was innocent, yet it felt like I was being treated as a suspect again. Again! I'm afraid there isn't much of anything I can. Oh. I love them. I loved them before. I loved them before this. I love them after this. Seeing the excited gleam in her eye, resigned myself to my fate and nodded. Well, I guess I don't hate him as much as I used to anymore. Yeah, he's done things to try and cheer me up, and he's verbally acknowledged all my work. These two are my support. They are your support system. I'm fine, and I'm not over-exaggerating anything. Sussy has honestly decided to start respecting me on his own. Dude, they're acting like... Dude, they're acting like as if that this is a unicorn of a situation, and they're honestly right. Exactly. Wow, they don't trust him at all, do they? To be fair, it was his own fault, but I couldn't help but feel a little sorry for him. If he was setting a trap, don't you think he'd be more subtle about it? Sussy has changed, I mean it. He even tries stuff he's not used to and makes him look like an overgrown kid, because he is an overgrown kid. No, that would definitely be way too difficult. Mukai nodded sagely at Sakuragawa's words. The fuck you mean about me? What do you mean? Insanity! Do I need FBI? Open up! FBI! Again with the "are we going out" stuff? Of course not. We just happen to be working together on a case. We're co-workers, that's all. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Stop staring at me so suspiciously. I already told you I don't like him at all. I just got done deflecting Mochida's suspicions. Now this? Couldn't help but speak forcibly. Both of you are overreacting. Just because this is Shiraishi doesn't mean that's that. No, I do not. I will not shut up until both of you fully understand me. For a moment, I thought it was weird that Mukai was talking to someone who wasn't there. Then cold reality started seeping in. Neither of them are looking at me. They're looking behind me. Lily turned around. Why does this keep happening? Come on! This trope isn't funny anymore! Yep, the last person I wanted to see was right here. Should I see? Damn. Damn. I kind of feel bad for him. It's not what you think. I opened my mouth to make excuses, but Shiraishi had already turned and left. I'm sorry, I have to go. I hastily got up and nearly stumbled out of the room chasing after him. Shiraishi, wait! That wasn't what you think. No, it isn't that I hate you, at least. I don't hate you as much as before, and get your foot out of your mouth!
それが人付き合いってやつだし、常識的な君が選ぶ選択としては間違ってないんじゃない?
Even as he refuted my argument, Shiraishi didn't stop walking. This big support system he made Yuki dislike me. It was obvious he wouldn't listen to me. He had his opinion and he was done with the conversation. Shiraishi, listen to me! His words wouldn't work, it was time to try action. Are we gonna fucking bite him or something? I reached out and grabbed at him in his coat. I don't hate him. I find him interesting. I don't hate, like, he's not in my top 10 characters. So far, of all the routes I've done, he's probably number 3. Yeah, 3. Goes, so far the routes in order goes Okazaki, Enomoto, Shiraishi, and then Takeru's. And honestly, all things considering, I don't think that's a bad place to be. I don't hate him, but I'm not, he's fine. Shiraishi, you're embarrassing. Yes, it's embarrassing, but I wanted you to listen to what I have to say. What the fuck was that face? Well, Shiraishi accepts that people hate him. I think that's sad and unfortunate. Shiraishi, I don't hate you. The words poured out far louder than I expected. The thing around us was dead quiet for a second. But then... We were standing in the station hallway. Of course there were people around. And given the circumstances, I don't hate you could be easily taken to mean I like you. Fuck! Girl, come on, get yourself together! I felt my face flame with embarrassment. Look. I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Peeked up at Shiraishi. He had the most evil grin on his face ever. Shiraishi, can we not rehash this, please? There, that part! Stop it!
いいね。俺も使ってみようかな。
Now he's just playing with me. Ugh, I wish I hadn't said that. I wanted to sink into the floor and disappear. Either that or wipe everyone's memory somehow.
俺ね、君のこと嫌いじゃないよ。
Look, I think I like his route in the same way that I like Enomoto's route. It's a fun route. It's probably a very close tie between him and Enomoto, but Enomoto just beats him out. Yeah, what the fuck you mean you hate him so much? No, you fucking don't. You simp. And I know simping, cause I am a simp. Just for a different character. The words he spoke so matter-of-factly hit me like a sledgehammer. My hand let go of his coat. Did you just... He's an ass, but that's okay. I still like... Yeah, you do. Before I could ask him if he meant that, the whispers started. Like me in that way? No, impossible. Okay. Bad idea! No! Bad! Bad! You're just gonna make it worse! I followed him after him quietly, while inside my curiosity about what he really meant by what he said ate me alive.
ここなら誰もいないし、さすがに追いかけてくる人もいないよね。
Okay.
にしても、あんな場所で誤解されるようなこと言うなんて。君今日から後ろ指刺されちゃうかもよ。真面目に見えて実は物好き変人な星野さんだって。
Yes. Enomoto beats him in ranking as Enomoto's more likable. If it weren't for the fact, honestly, if it weren't for the fact that I find Shinichi really interesting as a character, he'd probably be, it would probably be a definitive Enomoto far ahead. But I find him too interesting to say, oh, he's solidly below Enomoto. I know you don't care, you simp. Well, what else was I supposed to do? I just really wanted to make sure you didn't have the wrong idea about me.
普通は俺より対面を考えるのに、君ってバカだな。
I don't care. That's what I get for deciding to be honest, and so be it. But never mind me. What did you mean by when you said that before?
さっきの？おお、嫌いじゃないってやつ？どういうも何も言葉のままだよ。俺は君のこと嫌いじゃない。ああ、これってこうも言えるのかな。俺ね、君のこと好きみたい。
I can see why you like him. I also want to strangle this guy. What?
君って枠にはまってるのかと思ったらたまにそうじゃない行動に出るよね。それで自爆して百面相したりしてさ。そういうところ面白いし、一緒にいると飽きない。
I think she should carry around a water bottle and start spraying him whenever he says something weird. You don't have to go that far, thanks. So that's what he meant. Basically, I sit further on the like, amusing side of the scale than hate, boring side. No. Oh yeah, he did say I was growing less fun to tease, didn't he? Sure, I'll get you to strangle him for me. Fine. So he was just messing with me. Again. Shinichi, like isn't a word you should toss out lightly when it comes to people. He's a cat. He hates... How the fuck am I supposed to control him while I'm on his route? Let me spray bottle him at least. Figured out after a moment, but others may get the wrong idea. I tried to make it sound like a stern warning, but he just smiled at me. I wanted to tell him exactly what that was what I wanted to tell him that exactly what I meant about not saying it too lightly, but he said it so naturally and nonchalantly that I found I couldn't say anything.
君は俺とは正反対だから絶対に理解し合えないと思ってた。でもたとえどんな名目があっても俺自身の意思で理解したいと思う。事件が解決するまでじゃなくてその後。これっきりじゃなくて君がそばにいてくれたらいいなってちょっと思ったんだよ。
Wait. So which is this now? Is he just messing with me more, or does he really? First it hurt that he didn't remember my name. Or our opinions clashed. He didn't understand me. He was just teasing me for his own amusement. Even this could just be an extension of that habit of his. I never knew how to parse his words. One way or another, he always manages to throw me for a loop, doesn't he? But he was trying to understand me now. He chose to do that so of his own will. And because he did, I...
漠然とそう思っただけで強制するつもりはないから安心してよ。
Huh?
俺は今の君との関係が気に入ってる。さっきも嫌いじゃないって言って、それに今はやることがいっぱいあるからね。
You segued the subtlety of train jumping off its track. I slumped in disappointment. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I didn't have it in me to force the subject back. I quickly tried to redirect my thoughts. I did discover a few things. First, there were rumors going around at the time that Hachisuka had a crush on the counselor Uno. Due to that, she unwittingly became the enemy of all the other girls who liked Hachisuka. It seemed some of them began bullying her. I talked with some of those girls, but none of them could tell me anything of interest. It had been a decade, though, so there was more than one person I was unable to contact.
10年か。それだけあれば人も街も変わるよね。それなのに竹内さんは10年も悩みを抱えている。彼女はずっと同じ場所にとどまった。
あなたならきっと友達のために最後まで味方になろうと。
She was friends with a fucking counselor, wasn't she? I think that Miss Takeuchi wanted to be some kind of help to Mrs. Uno, but there's not much a person can do for the dead. If we assume that Miss Takeuchi still feels guilty over her death and was trying to look for something to do. Before Miss Uno killed herself, she tried to kill her 2 children. I couldn't get those poor kids out of my mind. What they saw must have scarred them for life. I wondered how Mrs. Uno's 2 children are doing these days. Oh my god! Oh my god. The 2 siblings we literally fucking bumped into, those are Uno's kids. Those are her kids. Oh my god, fuck. God damn it. The plot is thickening. Of course they're fucking traumatized. Fuck.
確か親戚に引き取られたはずだよ。その後どうなったかまではさすがに書かれてなかったけどね。
And now there's no convincing me that they're not part of Adonis, cause what the fuck? You don't look I
当時8歳だったから今は18になってるはずだ。
18, as old as my little brother. As minors, they still need an adult's help to live. Since it seemed like Miss Takeuchi was friends with Mrs. Uno, I wonder if she's been keeping touch with her children.
どうだろう。俺はそういうのよくわからない。家族ってそんなに大事？
I can't say I got along that well with my own family, but Kazuki is incredibly important to me.
そういうのいいね。仮に俺が死んだとしても誰も悲しむ人はいないし、別にそれでいいと思ってたけど、きっとそれって寂しいことなんだよね。
It may have just been the lighting, but seeing him stare off into the distance, he looked sad. I would be sad if something happened to you. That whole conversation we went through had left me confused, but I could at least say that much. His voice was quiet, one word lacked a tad awkward. It made my heart give a heavy thump. Sussy didn't care much about himself. That worried me. You said that I was cat-like, but I think you're way more cat-like than I am. Don't vanish into the night without a word, okay? I know, Insanity, I know. That's fine. Even if you disappear, I'll investigate and find out where you've gone. Oh shit. I stood there next to Shiraishi, and the two of us watched the sunset. Neither of us bothered saying how beautiful it was. Even now, I couldn't tell couldn't tell you if he meant what he had said, or he was teasing me again. But that didn't matter. I think I might like our relationship too. In the end, watching the sunset with a person I didn't hate wasn't all that bad. On our way back down to the SRCPO, every time we passed someone, I couldn't help but avert my eyes. Alright, hold on, chat. I'll be right back. I gotta feed my dogs. I'm back. Sorry. I was late feeding the dogs. Sussy! Exactly. Not only that, I'm on duty today, so I'm gonna be at the station all night. This little shit. What made it worse was that I feel it too. Just thinking about it, thinking about being here all night depressed me. Esa! No, I packed a dinner, so I'm fine. Good night. I watched him walk off, completely unconcerned by all the stares, feeling a little jealous. Though I did feel eyes staring at me. As I managed to get back to my desk without incident. Ugh. Sitting down on my desk, I noticed my cell phone, which I'd left on my desk, blinking at me. Oh, someone must have sent me a text. When I saw it, it was from the two members of the bashing club. I hesitated, but sooner started, sooner done. Ripped the band-aid off fast. I took a deep breath and opened my inbox. First, Sakuragawa's text. Rumors are already flying as usual. You've got more guts than I realized. When you have an opening, you take it. Great, everyone thinks I confessed to him. I was so embarrassed I started to feel dizzy. But I still had to read Mukai's text. He was Sakuragawa. We've decided to surveil your relationship. With you on our side, the director won't be able to move against us. I must have great eye for scouting since I'm the one who scouted you. Everyone had the wrong idea, but that bugged me. It also bugged me that reality was nothing. What happened to on the roof count as a confession? No, it is Shiraishi. It was hard to parse. It was so hard to parse. I didn't know how to feel. But it was nice to know that he didn't hate me, and that was what he wanted, and that he wanted me to be around. So does that mean to him I'm at least a little bit special? I'm overthinking it. Of course you do. Of course you do. Having everyone constantly assuming we're an item must have somehow dulled my senses. Yeah, that's it. Shiraishi is just a friend. One that finally feels comfortable enough to open up to me. Shiraishi? Dude, he came out of nowhere. Why the fuck is he back so fast? Oh. Leaving in the middle of the day, staying the night. I guess Shiraishi did what he wanted to, I guess. It's Shiraishi! Yeah! He plunked himself down right next to me, like that's where he always sat. You're gonna eat here too? Well, everyone from SRCPO has gone home, but people from other departments are still here. It seems rumors are already going around. Maybe it's wise for us isn't wise for us to be together. Of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't give a shit. Well, they bother me. Is that so? I wasn't convinced. He gave me a sideways glance as he pulled a sandwich out of a grocery bag. Ugh. Oh shit. Watching him eat made me hungry than I wanted to admit. I opened my bento box and opened it. If you insist. I took a bite of my rolled omelet and watched Daishi out of the corner of my eye. He was staring at me, not even blinking. He doesn't have eyelids, he's a gecko. Even after I nonchalantly moved my gaze elsewhere, I could still feel his eyes boring a hole in me. Well, isn't this awkward? I dodged stares from gossipers just getting here. Now he was staring. I sighed mentally. Sussy? Is that all you're having for dinner? I tried asking a question to divert his attention. It didn't work. He kept staring straight at me as he talked. Just a sandwich for dinner is an improvement? I'm not sure how healthy that is. Knowing how much food Kazuki could pack away, I found myself worrying for his diet. Look, and to be fair though, Kazuki's a teenager. He's a growing boy. He needs to eat. Here, you can have some of this if you want. I scooted my dinner in front of him in hopes that he might eat a little more. It also got him to stop staring as his eyes focused on the food. Oh, wait, there's only one I took a bite out of left. Why not take something else? Oh, I know. I brought dessert too. I reached into my bag and pulled out the fruit cup I brought. In that second, I took my eyes off. This fucker! Ew. As he spoke, he reached out and snatched it right out of my bento box. Hey! By the time I looked up, the last bite was already disappearing into his mouth. He is a little shit! What the fuck? Is that why you wanted it? That's mean. Damn it, I want tamagoyaki. I want one. Sussy happily licked his fingers, looking for all the world like he was having a blast. You have to pick out the one thing I'd already taken a bite out of. Okay, I admit, I like eggs enough that I did look up recipes and practice cooking them right. That's none of your business! How dare he? How dare he insult the art of culinary— How dare he— Holy shit. That made me so angry I had chest pain for a second. How dare he insult the culinary arts? How dare he? He had just insulted me offhandedly, but this time it didn't really bother me. No, something else entirely had my attention. Didn't he think anything at all about eating something I'd already had my mouth on? He seemed completely oblivious to that, and for some reason that bugged me. Come to think of it, he didn't seem particularly bothered when I gulped this drink at the bar. He was going to one way or another, but like, also I know he's being a teasing ass. He is an ass! Because he doesn't consider me someone who would look at in that way. Something about that made me feel a little sad. Well, it's not like that's a huge revelation. Probably doesn't care about romantic stuff. Or he's gay! He's gay! 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 Homosexual! Gay! I'm kidding. Letting that thought drop, I pulled my bento box back towards me and reached for another bite. He leaned forward as the way he said that too. My cheeks instantly felt like they were on fire. But I refused to let Sussy mess with me and get away scot-free. Fuck. You know what? Close enough. Oh wait, never mind. No. There we go. blandly agree with him. Yep, so it isn't that big of a deal.
動じてないそんな冷静だとつまらないな
Cheering inwardly to myself. Shut up! Shut up, Siri. My small victory. I dug into my dinner. So what if he noticed? I don't care.
気にしてないのを装っても顔が赤いのはどうにもなら気にしてないのを装っても
Fine.
顔が
I could tell this argument was lost before I even opened my mouth. In that case, I sniffed and shifted my body so I couldn't see him anymore and ate my dinner that way. There. How's that for a non-reaction? Now he has no way to get back at me. Patting myself in the back for my brilliant idea, I settled in to enjoy my dinner.
そっぽ向いちゃうなんてひどいなまこうやって回り込んじゃえば関係ないけどね
I heard the sound of a chair scraping the floor. Suddenly, he was in front of me again. Undisturbed, I kept up a resistance by turning and looking at another direction. The chair screamed, and he was back at me in front of me again. Getting in meant losing. I shifted, looking back the other way.
俺のこと嫌いじゃないって言ったのに嫌いになっちゃった
Huh? Hearing that uncertainty in his voice, I shook my head. No, I haven't.
引っかかった君って根っからのお人よしだから急に冷たくするなんて無理だよ
Damn. He got us there. He got us there.
しかも俺の演技を真に受けちゃってそんなに悪い気はしなかったかな
His voice oozed smugness. I hate that. I hate that. He makes me angry. This is why he's never gonna be Enomoto. His voice oozed smugness and making me feel all the more frustrated. He makes me so fucking angry. Damn it, I should have completely ignored him.
君で遊ぶのはもう生活の一部になってるんだよね
Not sure I can accept that deal. Wordless pressure. Too intense. Okay, I give up.
君のお許しも出たしこれで遊びたい放題ってわけだね
Whatever, man. Realizing that resistance was futile, I gave up and just let him do what he wanted. Maybe this is what Yanagi meant that he said it wasn't that bad once he got used to it. Finished my dinner using a few pieces of fried chicken to distract Shiraishi from staring at me.
君のお腹も膨れたところで通報があるまで暇だよね
Not really. I have filing to do and reports to write.
はいはいそれも大事だろうけど
Alright, here. I put together a quick diagram of the way things stand as we currently understand them.
すごい手作り感満載の相関図だね
Yeah, cause it is, you fucking dumbass. The design's not important. It's the relationships that matter. I traced the line I had drawn together connecting Mrs. Uno and Miss Takeuchi with a finger. To Miss Takeuchi with a finger. Miss Takeuchi and Miss Uno were friends. But according to Miss Takeuchi, Mrs. Uno committed suicide due to stress from child raising. Miss Takeuchi herself quit her job soon after. That was supposedly a wreck at the time. Means Mrs. Uno's death may have not been a factor in that. Ken Hachitsuka was Miss Takeuchi's student. Supposedly she had a crush on Mrs. Uno. He is also the victim in September's case. When confronted with the topic of Hachitsuka, Miss Takeuchi seemed afraid. What she said in response leads me to believe that she regrets something. Yuki Tsunamoni allegedly murdered Hachitsuka. 10 years ago, both of them were in the classmates from the same free school. Okay. I have a bit of a theory. So, it was the kids who wanted revenge on Ken Hachisuka and Tsunamori because of what happened to their mother. I don't know who would have killed them or how they got Tsunamori to kill Hachisuka, but the siblings were involved somehow through the substitute murder thing. In fact, it seems like they may have been friends. However, according to witness testimony, they did not contact each other after graduation. During questioning, Tsunamori boasted about his strength multiple times. It seems he had little qualm about killing things. As for his motive, he is on the record as having said that he wanted to try killing a person, so he did. Yep.
砂森にとって蜂塚が友人でも憎い相手でも関係ない慢性的な殺人衝動を持つ人間は理屈じゃない犯行に確かなのはこの全員が10年前同じフリースクールにいたってことだね
Right, and in the case that the Dawness really did murder someone in October, it is possible that the victim also had some sort of connection to free school 10 years ago. Miss Takeuchi's mental state with Mrs. Uno's suicide must have something must have been going on back then. And by that you mean
自分の不利益になることは人を使って徹底的にもみ消してた。だから明るみに出なかったみたいだけど、調べてみればわんさか出てきたよ。ハチスカの母親が闇に葬って。
Interesting. Interesting. How did you find something like that out?
金さえ払えば徹底的に情報を探ってくれる人がいる。その人に頼んで情報を売ってもらったから、だいぶ深いところまでわかったよ。
I had heard there are people who made a living by selling information to anyone who paid. But I wasn't sure how ethical it was for an on-duty police officer to make use of one. Hi, Tailgater! I hope you're well. Hi, Sarande! Thanks for the head pats. I'm doing okay. We're just progressing along the route. I know, I'm sorry. Please continue. I told myself it was necessary evil to solve the case and let Shiraishi continue talking.
で、ハチスカの母親なんだけどね、フリースクールに多額の寄付をしてたことが分かったよ。もともと通ってた高校で息子が登校拒否になった経緯があるから、同じことにならないようかなり色をつけてたらしい。つまり、フリースクールで働いてた大人はハチスカに逆らえなかったってわけだ。
So when Miss Takeuchi said she didn't have a choice, she meant that she had to do whatever Hachisuka told her to?
そうだろうね。一教師とスポンサー、学校側がどっちを取るかは分かりきってる。
Right, the school clearly took the benefactor side. The side that had all their money. The benefactor.
金があるに越したことはないからね。理事長とかは懐に入れてたかもしれない。
Does not surprise me. Accepting those donations was basically bribery in the first place. They embezzled on top of that?
はいはい、落ち着いて。そこを気にしだしたらキリがないよ。今俺たちが考えるべきなのはそこじゃないでしょ。
Right.
スポンサーのご機嫌取りをして学校側は収入を得ていった。ハチスカが何か問題を起こしたとしても、学校側はもみ消そうとするだろうね。
What then? Hachisuka was effectively free to do whatever he wanted.
その通り。ハチスカに関しては美談ばかり並べられてたけど、実際は学校ぐるみで隠蔽してたわけだ。そんなハチスカは宇野さんに好意を寄せていた。普通ならスポンサーの息子の機嫌を損ねるわけにはいかないところだけど。
But Mrs. Uno was already married. She couldn't reciprocate his feelings. Apparently, she came under fire from Hachisuka's groupies because of it, too. The poor woman was stuck between a rock and a hard place. The way everything was coming together, it seemed like that Hachisuka was the center of the whole issue.
ハチスカは宇野さんを意のままにできると思ってた。けど、予想に反してあしらわれてしまったわけ。君ならどう思う？
Huh?
自由に操れると思ってた人間が意に反して逆らってきた場合。
If I put myself in Hachisuka's shoes, I'd be furious. Well, since he'd already had a big crush on her, he would probably be really mad about it.
ただ断られただけじゃなく。
Make sure you take care of yourself, Tailgater. Take some medications, drink some water. Yeah.
思春期の子ってそういうところ過敏だからね。愛情が一気に憎しみに変わるケースはよ。自分の気持ちを受け入れてくれなかった恥をかかせた許さないってね。
What? But that's totally unjustified.
母親から好きなものを与えられ続けてきたハチスカからしたら自分が拒まれるなんて考えられないことだったんじゃないかな。直接手を下さなくても社会的に彼女を殺すことはできる。ハチスカは学校
Oh,
関係者を
Bella.
嫌がるわけだからね。
Tell Billy say hi.
あることないことでっち上げて退職に追い込むつもりだったのかもしれない。だけど
But he went overboard and the pressure was enough to drive her to commit suicide.
でもただの自殺じゃない。未遂とはいえ子供まで巻き込んで無理心中を図ったんだ。ハチスカは自分に疑いが向かないよう証拠を残さないようにしてた。取り巻きの女子の嫌がらせにしたって宇野さんもある程度ならあしらえたはずだ。心中を図るまで精神を追い詰める。
Then Hachisuka had a co-conspirator. Someone Hachisuka could use to threaten Uno, without him ever having to get his hands dirty. Someone who wasn't an obvious mob of jealous groupies. Someone who was close to him, and easy enough to manipulate into doing what he wanted. Oop. Oh, it's gotta be. Could it have been Miss Takeuchi?
君が彼女を疑うなんてね。つまりハチスカの脅しで言いなりになって竹内さんが宇野さんを陥れてたってこと？まあ竹内さんのああするしかなかったって言葉にも当てはまりはするけど、君が考える彼女はそんなことする人？
No, she wouldn't. She's not. She isn't that kind of person. Yup, I should have trusted myself. I should have trusted myself there. He was supposedly friendly with Hachisuka. Given his temperament, it's likely he was willing too.
俺もそう思って宇野さんに関わる資料を読み直してみたんだ。砂森は頻繁に宇野さんのカウンセリングの予約を入れてた。1対1で話し合うわけだから、そこなら邪魔を。
Before we had nothing to connect Tsunamoni to Uno. Aw, you're welcome. But if we follow this line of reasoning, looks like the real origin of Uno's suicide lies with Hachisuka.
砂森が関わっていた確たる証拠はないにしても、彼の性格上、おとなしくカウンセリングを受けてたとは考えにくい。そして、もう一つ気になるのは、ハチスカに好意を寄せていた女子たちだ。ほとんどは悪ノリやその場の感情だろうけど、中には親伝いで宇野さんに好意までしていたずらに騒ぎを。
Shiraishi? Looking down at the diagram, I saw Shiraishi tapping his finger on Hachisuka's name.
その親伝いで抗議したってこの名前分かったりする？
Oh, Bella! Oh, hang on a minute. I have my notes from the call. I pulled out the list of names I wrote down earlier and quickly skimmed through it. Aha! Here she is. Misako Yoshitani. I called her, but I didn't get a response.
連絡がつかない。ハチスカに思いを寄せていたこの人。
Shiraishi paused and opened his mouth to speak.
あーしな、到着だって聞いて差し入れを。
Saiki came strolling into the office with a cheery smile. One that froze when he saw us.
なんかごめん。
Poor Saiki! No! Not Saiki! No, don't go! Still holding the bag of snacks he brought, he started shuffling backwards towards the door. No, it's okay. You're not interrupting anything. I quickly rolled up the diagram, turning around to look at him. Come on, have a seat.
そうか。それじゃあ
Saiki walked up to us, still obviously feeling awkward and bowed to Shiraishi.
星野の同期の佐伯ゆずるです。こいつすごくいいやつなんで。幸せにしてください。
No! No! Whoa, wait, you have the wrong idea. I hurriedly explained to him how the rumor was false. Afterwards, he gave me a worried look.
もう署内じゃ結構話題になってるぞ。ま、人の噂も75日って言うし、そのうちみんな忘れるって。
I hope so.
75日か。X デーを回避できてなかったら生きてるかもわからないけどね。
Hey, don't say stuff like that.
でも、白石さんの言ってることも一理あるぞ。アドニスのやつら何するかわからないからな。
True. I nodded slowly. For obvious reasons, whenever this topic came up, my neck started prickling. What the fuck? There we go. Bella's like, I had enough. This is enough. That's enough for me. To capture Adonis for X Day and have them take my collar off of it. I'll not otherwise.
あ、佐伯くんの差し
No, don't shoo away
君
Saiki.
も腰に手を当てて飲むの？
No.
じゃあ小指立てる？飲み終わったら根性一発って言うの？
No and also no. I try to have more dignity when I drink dignity when I drink my drinks. Also, the way he fucking said that was hilarious. Hondo ippatsu.
なんだ、君って一般的じゃないね。
I think your idea of normal and everyone else's normal are two different things.
栄養ドリンク飲むのに上品も何もないだろう。なんていうか、二人とも息合ってて面白いな。
Asking a barrage of questions about the most mundane things is a bad habit of his. Trying to answer him every time gets tiring.
でもさ、今のやりとり見てたら打ち解けてるのがよくわかった。噂されるわけだ。
Of course it is.
くっそー。俺だってクリスマスを一緒に過ごす相手ぐらいすぐに作ってやるんだからな。見てろよ。
I believe in you, Saiki. You can do it. With that dastardly villain-esque line, Saiki turned and ran out of the room. Yeah, Saiki can be like that. Kind of impulsive. Kind of weird. Something wrong?
いや、ちょっと事件について気になることを思い出しちゃって。俺、機嫌に戻るよ。
He's being weird. Shaishi got up and promptly left. Oh, right. Before Saiki got here, he was saying how there was something he was curious about.
連絡がつかない。8
I wonder if he can already see how the case played out. I can't let myself fall behind. Once I finish up, I'll dive into the case too. Ooh, cookie. Fuck, that sounds good actually. He's plotting a cat date with you, Insanity.
まんまとアドニスの術中にはまってんじゃねえか。
そうやけを起こすな。だが、膠着状態なのは間違いないな。連日事件が起きて、容疑者が逮捕されても、アドニスの全容にまでは繋がらない。
X デイまであと半月もね。このままじゃやばいっすよね。
このところ、白石からもあまり情報が入ってこないしな。
俺じゃまともに取り合ってくれないだろうし。柳先輩、聞いてみてくださいよ。
この前ここに来た時といい、いつもの様子
Yeah, Okazaki's planning a date with me.
そのあたりも探ってみるか。こんな時に誰って柳くんか。い 柳君、悪いけど今忙しいんだ。ずっと追ってた事件が解明できそうでさ。
こっちも手詰まりなんだ。アドニスにつながる情報があるなら。
だから今はそれどころじゃないんだよ。他を当たってくれる？
相変わらずお前は自分の興味ばかりだな。
そうだよ。俺にとって一番重要なのは事件の解明。本来の役割。
He's fucking he's finally contemplating it.
何くだらないこと考えてるんだ。本来の役割を果たす。
白石、どうかしたのか？やっぱりお前いつもと。
ここで立ち止まるわけにはいかない。
Cool.
宇野ゆりねの事件概要。やっぱりそう。彼女が竹内と宇野をやけに気にするからついでに調べてあげただけのつもりが、こんな形で役に立つなんてね。もう俺が何もしなくても彼女は旧10月の事件の真相に俺の役目も終わり。そう考えるとあの行動も納得できる。
Hey, yo.
はい。
あの方について分かった。君が知らないはずないよね。
止めたのですが、自分だけが何もしないわけには。
俺はあの方に逆らえない。命じられれば君の敵なの。
今はあなたに何か、私の身に何が起こってもおかしくはありません。もう私の言葉は届きません。9月に起こした試験途中。
あの方のこと以外にもう一つ。旧10月の執行者の素性が分かった。被害者がなぜ裁かれたのかも。
本来なら、あなたがそこまで知る必要はなかった。
俺は謎が解けてすっきりした。この分じゃ捜査本。
私は執行者に肩入れしていません。暴かれたらそれまでです。
まさしく使い捨ての駒か。君が執着してるのはただ一人だ。長い付き合いだし。
あなたはこれ
Hey, yo.
君には知らせてなかったけど、俺は今ある実験をしてるんだ。そう、なかなかできない実験だよ。これのために俺の10年はあったんだと思う。
待ってください。その実験、
それは言えない。
覚悟の上。
君も俺の立場を忘れたわけじゃない。
はい。いつかはその時が来ると思っています。
前に君は俺のように割り切れたらって言ってたけど、
あなたは変わりました。
最初はわからないことが多かったけど、でも今更どうしようもない。
I hung up and after a moment turned my eyes to the scenery around me. It was where I watched the sunset with her. Now it was steeped in twilight, no stars were out. Soon the world around me would lose all its color.
まあ、それなりに面白かったし楽しめた。こんな経験なかなか味わえないだろうし。そうか。もうこれも。
I fished a phone strap, I traded her out of my pocket and let it drop on the ground.
データもたくさん取ったし、もうある程度彼女の行動パターンの予想も全部演技だったなんて知ったら驚くだろうな。さあ、最後の仕上げをしよう。
Yup, that's some Madonna shit right there. It's so quiet tonight, no calls at all. Of course, no calls were a good thing. I had the chance to finish up all my paperwork, so if there was a call I could handle it myself. But until then, I had some time to think about what Shiraishi and I discussed. I think we managed to get pretty close to the truth behind the case. I pulled the diagram and spread it on my desk, taking another hard look at it. At the end, Shiraishi seemed interested in Misako Yoshitani. She was a student who had a crush on Hachisuka, but at the time, Hachisuka had feelings for Mrs. Uno. If the school got complaints from a parent, they would likely hold Mrs. Uno accountable for them. And this is still just speculation, but it was probable Tsunamoni was involved in her suicide. Now both Hachisuka and Tsunamoni were dead. At a glance, It looked like Tsunamori, known for his violent impulses, had simply gone off the rails. At its heart, X-Day is a string of interconnected terrorist incidents perpetrated by Adonis. Adonis had a message they wanted to send to the world, and they committed these murders to do it. April and May were cases of police wrongdoing. July highlighted evils of stalkers. It's hard to think that Adonis would act on someone who has no lesson to teach, like Tsunamori. Somebody manipulated Tsunamori somehow, convincing him to murder Hachisuka. Then, once he was arrested as a suspect, they had him commit suicide. If we assume that the killing was both Adonis' goal, then what were they after with this case is vengeance for Mrs. Uno, who had been driven to suicide? And I had to wonder if Yoshitani was safe, given she got her parents to complain to the school. It was possible that she was considered another player in the tragedy that drove Mrs. Uno to suicide. I'll try calling her again. Nope, no answer. I called her parents and friends too, but none of them have seen her lately. In fact, most of them didn't even have a contact number for her. It seems like she didn't have a steady job either. At this rate, there isn't anyone left who could possibly know where she is or how she's doing. I had a bad feeling and it was growing worse. She was brought in as a character witness for both Hachisuka and Tsunamori in the September case, so she was definitely alive then. The case for Tsunamori's later suicide was closed so fast that no witnesses were brought in. There wouldn't be any updates to her file. But what if Adonis' October warning video was really the death of Misako Yoshitani? Am I overthinking things? But I wanted to go to her house and check on her right away, but I was still in the middle of my shift. If I figured it out, then I'm probably sure Shiraishi has long discovered this possibility. I pulled out my cell phone and composed a quick text to him. Are you busy right now? I hit send and waited. No response came. Guess this means he's busy. Thinking about it, Shiraishi's real job would be aiding the investigation of the recent incidents. It looked like he barely had time to eat lately. I bet he didn't have much time to sleep either. I opened my cell phone and typed another text. I was curious what he thought about my theories, but that was what the text my fingers typed. Well, Shiraishi's pretty oblivious when it comes to his personal care. Not long after I hit send, my phone vibrated. Okay, bro. Okay. He answered. It was a very Shiraishi response, but it seemed a little more curt than usual. Still, just that he replied at all was enough to make me feel a lot better. At the same time, I couldn't sit and twiddle my thumbs while I had questions on the case. I should probably call him. I felt bad interrupting him while he was busy, but time was of the essence. I'm sorry to bug you, but I was thinking about what you said earlier. And now that I have to wonder if Misako Yoshitani isn't a real victim of the October case. I called her multiple times, but I haven't been able to reach her. If she is a possible victim, I would need to hurry and determine her safety. Huh? Sometimes. But. Okay. Oh, yep, he's being sus. Wait, he hung up on me, leaving me staring at my phone, unsure of how to feel. Well, he is busy, I guess. He had a point, too. Should probably focus on my own job. Shirai's being suspicious. Shirai's being suspicious. Morning came and Mochida arrived to relieve me from my shift. I got my things and walked out. I wonder if Shiraishi's still in the crime lab. He does have enough work to pull an all-nighter. Plus, I can totally see him getting so absorbed in his work that he forgets to eat or sleep. Maybe I should grab a snack and bring it to him, just to make sure he's eating.
どうした？帰らないのか？
I just turned on my heel to go back inside when I ran into Mochida. It's a name I've always had since I was a kid. It was my username for Minecraft, and then it just stuck with me. And I can't really... I feel too attached to it to change it, honestly. Well, Shiraishi said he was staying the night, too, so I thought I'd go check up on him.
白石さんならさっき会ったぞ。そういや、やけにぼんやりしてたな。
What?
私服だったし、帰宅するところだったんだろう。心配。
Right, thank you. I dashed outside and down the street towards Shiraishi's place when I saw a familiar person. Shiraishi! I called out to him as soon as I caught up, but he didn't stop or even slow down. Shiraishi?
何度も呼ばなくても聞こえてるよ。わざわざ追いかけてきて何？
Mochida told me you looked out of it when you were left earlier, so I was worried.
ああ、徹夜したから眠いだけ。もう用がないなら言っていい？
Huh? Cold words, an annoyed look he didn't even mask. First it was the call last night, now this. He was definitely acting strange. You know, you've been acting weird lately.
そう？特にいつもと変わらないけど。
No, you've usually more...
君さ、ちょっと一緒にいたからって俺のこと知った風に言うのやめてもらえる？
He was smiling, but it was a very different from the one I've grown used to seeing.
君が見てきた俺なんてほんの一部に過ぎないんだよ。何か勘違いしてない？ああ、それとも君のこと好きって言ったのを真に受けちゃったのかな。君って冗談でも真に受けちゃう子だもんね。俺も懐かれたものだな。
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. No wonder no words would come. All I could do was stand there and stare at him, blinking in confusion. His gaze turned scornful.
ちょっとした暇つぶし程度のつもりで付き合ってたけど飽きた。
Uh-huh, sure.
ちゃったんだよね。
Sure. And with that, he turned and walked away, quickly fading into the distance. His sudden cold denial left me frozen in place. Did I do something wrong? Is that joke really what he feels? Or was he joking when he said that he liked me? I thought we were getting closer. Did I really have the wrong idea the whole time? It felt like I'd been doused with iced water. After all that time, did I not understand him at all? Holy shit, chapter 3 was long. I thought he would talk to me on a whim like he usually did. That thought crossed my mind, but I got bored. I lost interest. Those words made me think that I'd become worthless to Shiraishi. I heard about Shiraishi from Mukai and Sakuragawa all the time, but I thought he was cute or not a bad person. I'm such an idiot. Shiraishi is...
俺は君のこと嫌いじゃない。俺ね、君のこと好きみたい。
That was all a joke. It wasn't heartfelt at all. After finding out the truth, I realized I was in shock. There's no time to be sentimental. I have to see if Yoshitani is alright.
あれ、猫さんじゃない。
It's him! 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 Finally! Yes! Someone seemed to be calling me out of the blue. It's him! It's Okazaki! It's Okazaki! Ah! I love him. I love him. It's him! It's him!
こんなところで会うなんて奇遇だね。これから仕事？
Yes.
よかったら送っていこうか。
Huh? No, it's quite alright. Out of nervousness, I rejected his offer. I was on night watch and I wasn't scheduled to come in, but if Okazaki walked me to the station and finds out I was police, might be too late now, but it would be incredibly easy for him to find. Oh, he already knows, girl. He already knows. Chill out. He already knows.
そっか。じゃあ少しお話でもしない？
What? Right when I thought he was looking depressed, Okazaki's lips suddenly formed a smile, and he dragged me off by the hand. Please don't.
へえ、ちょっとでもダメ？仕事ってこんなに朝早くからなの？
No, I have to go somewhere before work.
そうなんだ。俺もついていこうか。
I love how clingy he is. It's cute. Huh? Why? Why is this guy so adamant about coming along with me?
だって猫さんってなんだか危なっかしいから。
Huh?
この街は今安全とは言い切れないし、何かあったら大変だからさ。
Aww. God damn it. God damn it. I hit my mic. God damn it. Is this just his creepy way of showing goodwill? No, nobody was that carefree. In fact, I was questioning if meeting him here was actually a coincidence. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to read anything from his smile.
困らせちゃったかな。猫さんとおしゃべりしたかっただけなんだけど、嫌われたら嫌だし、今日はこれくらいで退散しておくよ。どんな
No, don't go. Don't go. Yes, thank you. After saying that, Okazaki quickly left. What is it with him? That all happened so fast, I'm dumbfounded. Now is not the time for that. I had to remember my original objectives. I changed up my mindset. I took out my cell phone and prepared to call Yoshitani. Please answer the phone. I prayed and waited for the call to connect, but she's not picking up. Maybe there was some mundane reason that she wasn't able to pick up the phone. But my theories didn't alleviate my worries. If it's not too far from here, I'll just go and visit Yoshitani at home. Oh, now that I think about it, Takeuchi lives around here. Yoshitani was her former student. I wonder if I could get some information out of her. I shouldn't. She was obviously rejecting me, so I didn't think I could push that any further. When I finished that train of thought, I looked up and my gaze settled on a girl sitting on a bench. Didn't she bump into me before? She's alone and there was no one else around. It was murder that occurred at this park quite recently. Oh god. I'm sorry I surprised you. Do you remember me? The girl nodded while clutching a notebook close to her chest. I'm sorry about the other day. Are you here by yourself? She nodded in response again. I took a good look at her. She's quite slender, and if she's a minor, she shouldn't have a firearm. But it's still early during the day, and there had been many X-Day incidents recently. This place was a scene of a crime. It's a little dangerous, so you shouldn't be here alone. Her voice was faint, but the fact that she responded at all made me feel a bit relieved. Sorry if I'm being nosy, but you really should be with someone when you go outside. What should I do? She's just looking down. We've met before, but I'm nothing more than a stranger to her. It's only natural she'd be wary of me. Then there's more patrols out here, so maybe I'm just being overly worried. Oh, sorry. I thought it was an emergency call, so I stepped away from her before taking out my cell phone. But the display said... Kazuki? That's rare. Hello? Don't just call me and yell into my ear. I didn't go into your room. You know, I know how much you hate when I do that. Pick? Oh, could it be... No, when I was washing your clothes yesterday, it was in your clothes. I left it on top of the washing machine. God damn it, Kazuki. Kids nowadays. Kazuki, you did it last time too. I keep telling you to check your clothes before throwing them in the washing machine. Kazuki? Hey! I didn't do anything wrong and I got yelled at. Jeez. Still not understanding why this happened, I put away my phone and looked up. The girl was looking at me. Were you listening to that? I'm sorry, my little brother's so feisty. He's about your age, but he's always acting like this. We used to play with each other at the park, almost like this one. Huh? She? Aww. Oh, I didn't get to talk to him much, but he seemed like a kind person. Oh, she looks happy. When I see the smile on her face, it makes me happy too. I envy that a little. My little brother is always saying hurtful things to me, and he doesn't respect me. My parents asked me to look after him, so that's what I'm doing now, but he doesn't listen to anything I say. She suddenly becomes quiet. When she looks up, huh?
鈴音、お前またここに来てたのか。行くなら俺に声をかけろよ。ごめんなさい。でもしーちゃんはそんなこと。あなたはこの前の。
Hello, I was just happened to see you there, so we were just having a little chat. I'm glad your brother's here for you. The girl he called Suzune then hid behind her brother. Aw, too bad they're crazy. Not at all. I knew she was just being polite, but getting complimented did make me feel happy. While I was busy feeling embarrassed, Suzune tugged on her brother's sleeve. She bowed politely, and then he and his sister left. This place reminds him of their parents. I couldn't ask for the details, but their family situation may be complicated. She mentioned that other time about being raised by foster. She mentioned something the other time about being raised by foster parents too. What I took for granted might be someone that others wish that they could had. Those children and she might have experienced all sort of feelings and pain that I could never imagine. Yeah, but that doesn't like fucking make your problems any less valid. Jeez. My job is to make sure that children like that can walk outside without having to worry. I have to take one step at a time to achieve that. This is the place. I arrived at the address on the directory for Yoshitani's apartment. If my deduction is right, there's a chance that Yoshitani has collapsed and that her body is lying behind the door. Even when we were short-handed, I got sent to talk to the residents at a murder scene, so I never actually seen a corpse up close. So when I thought about what may have happened here, the blood drained from my face. Nothing certain yet, but I pressed the button for the intercom. I thought I would hear footsteps and waited for the door to open, but there wasn't a single sound in response to the button, let alone footsteps. Let me call it just one more time, just in case. I hit redial on my phone then. Is that the phone ringing inside? Even if she was out, would she just leave her cell phone at home? I have no time to waste. I contacted Yoshitani's family first and got their permission without divulging too much information. Then I got the building manager to open the door to escort me inside. Oh, she's gonna be dead. She's definitely dead. However, Yoshitani wasn't there. The room didn't look like someone had gone through her belongings, but there were prescription sleeping pills by her pillow. According to the building manager and the residents, Yoshitani had been diagnosed with insomnia in September and had been taking sleeping pills. She worried about how others viewed her, so she only interacted with people as little as possible, only getting updates from the building manager. If she started going to the hospital after the September incident, she could have become unstable after finding out Hachisuka was murdered. The beginning of October was the last time anyone in the building saw her. Her parents had already passed away, and she was unemployed and living off the inheritance. It seemed unlikely that she'd just leave the pills here while lodging somewhere else. If only I could ask for Shiraishi's opinion. I've never done on-scene investigation, so my knowledge here is going to be limited. But I can't depend on Shiraishi. After this morning, I doubt I could get any help. I need someone else at the scene with on-scene investigation. As a professional in the field, Sakuragawa in forensics would be great. What worried me is whether she'd agree to its personal request of mine. Why not just call, like, Yanagi or someone? Well, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. In order to track Yoshitani's whereabouts, I'd like to get your help. I explained what happened up to this point, made my request while hoping for the worst. Really? Thank you. Yes. Hooray! I didn't expect that to work, actually, but here we are. I've never been happier that I joined the Shiraishi bashing coalition than I was today. I texted the address and waited for Sakuragawa to arrive. Sakuragawa! Clad in her forensics uniform, she began looking through Yoshitani's room. Yes, can you tell me anything from it? Sure. Sakuragawa donned her gloves and started with the main entrance. She moved to the floor and walls. Her eyes looked completely serious. I didn't want to interfere, so I decided to look around and see if I could find any security cameras anywhere. There was one a bit further out, but there was none near the apartments. I jotted down the camera's location and returned to the apartment to find Sakuragawa coming outside. Called it! Would you please tell me how you arrived at that conclusion? Huh. Didn't know that existed. Yes. I had been partially mentally prepared for this, but seeing it become reality. Okay, so no blood. She wasn't injured. Yes, sorry. Yes. After Sakuragawa got into the police car and drove off, I took out my cell phone. I should tell Shiraishi what I learned about Yoshitani. Either way, the information would get to him, but I wanted to tell him personally. I brushed off my worries about him rejecting again and made the call. The phone rang and rang, but Shiraishi didn't pick up. What if I send a text? I wrote about having Sakuragawa investigate Yoshitani's apartment. I summarized as Sakuragawa's theory about Yoshitani was kidnapped, and so I wanted Shiraishi's opinion. I wrote a concise message and sent it off. Maybe he won't bother reading it because he's not interested in me anymore. If it was as Mukai said, this is how Shiraishi always reacted. Shiraishi? Oh my god, he's actually calling us! It's crazy! Hello, this is Hoshino. Thank you. I'm sorry to contact you while you're tired.
それは別にいいんだけどさ。
Yes,
だ
please.
ったら俺の家に来てくれる？
Yes, I'll be there right away. That's a bad idea. But you know what? This is what's happening. I guess that's what's happening. I tried to calm myself down while I hung up and started running. He called me. He'll also tell me his opinion. That's great. I realized something when I said it inadvertently. I actually felt relieved that he was cooperating with the investigation. Or was it that I actually felt more relieved that I would be able to meet and talk with Shiraishi again? I honestly didn't know. Excuse me? I was running flat out, so I was out of breath. I managed to take off my coat and tried to gather my breath.
ほどほどにしておけばいいのに、全力疾走して死にそうな顔してる。手を抜くってことは知らないの？
Even in times like this, Shiraishi's observational habits were the same. Shiraishi,
ああ、俺の見解ね。君の推論はあながち間違ってないんじゃない？今回の一件は宇野さんを自殺に追い込んだ3人を殺すために練られたもの。だとすると、宇野さんの関係者が今回の事件を起こしたことになる。君の言う竹内さんも当然。
oh, sorry, it's mine. Cell phone display in. Sakuragawa?
現場検証してもらったんなら言い忘れ。
Yes, excuse me. Hello, this is Hoshino.
あんた、今どこ？
I'm at Shiraishi's home right now.
そう。実はさ、私が署に戻ってすぐ、竹内さとみって人が自首してきたんだよ。
Ayo? What? Takeuchi did?
その様子だと、やっぱ知り合いか。彼女は、自供するならあんたにって言ってる。それっきりだんまりで。捜査本
Takeuchi did? What's going on?
部から正式に連絡行くとは思うけど、先に知らせておいた方がいいと思ってさ。
Thank you.
彼女、かなり思い詰めてるみたいだった。腕の見せ所だよ、星野。
Hooray! She's telling us stuff. Yes.
彼女自首してきたんだ。あっけない幕引き。
Huh?
10年間彼女は後悔の念に苛まれてきたにち、ハチスカを筆頭に周囲の人間が宇野さんを追い詰める様子を知りながら自己保身に走ったんだ。そして宇野さんは子供を道連れに仕掛けた挙句、夫を刺し殺して自ら命を。自分のせいだ。なぜ彼女の力になろうとしなかったのか。周りの同僚生徒は平然とした顔をしている。だけど自分には耐えられない。だから辞職した。まあ後悔だけでなく逃げたい気持ちもあったのかもしれない。ハチスカの支配するあの空間から。そこからはそうだな。彼女の後悔はやがて憎しみに変わる。自分はこんなにも苦しいのに平気な顔をしてる奴らは何なんだ。殺してしまいそうなほどに。
Wait, Shiraishi, are you saying Takeuchi's the perpetrator?
自首してきたのが何よりの証じゃない？それとも何？君は違うっていうの？その
I have no proof, but I'm not entirely convinced.
もっと喜んだな。彼女の自首には君が一役買ってるんだからさ。
What do you mean by that?
どうって、彼女の身になってみなよ。君。
But I...
でも結果的に自ら罪を償おうと自首してきた。お手柄じゃない。君が彼女を追い詰めた結果だよ。
That was not my intention when I talked to Takeuchi. That's what I wanted to tell him. But I couldn't, because I couldn't deny that his were true.
もっと
I'm not satisfied with the investigation ending like this. I'm sure there are people who don't care how an incident is solved, but that's not how I think. The case ending like this doesn't sit well with me. I want to talk directly with Takeuchi. Please come with me, Shiraishi.
俺は行かないよ。謎が解けた事件に興味はないし、君と違って俺は言い
Okay, bitch, it ain't solved until she's officially arrested.
一緒に捜査するのもこれで終わり。今度こそ本当にさよならだね。
Is that really what you think?
もちろん、君に合わせるのも面白そうだと思っただけ。でも俺の性には合わなかった。
You went to Takeuchi's home to apologize with me just to investigate at my pace? You acknowledged my methods and complimented me to Takeuchi's because you were playing around? You didn't mean any of that.
そう自分でもらしくないことしたなって思うよ。彼女のように自分以外の誰かのために奔走する警察官もいます。警察官として正しいとは言えなくても、星野巡査はそういう子なんです。
You don't feel anything different about after all that we've been through? You weren't even changed in even the tiniest bit?
俺がそんないいやつじゃないって君もいい加減わかりなよ。
I didn't want to think about it. Besides, if everything was just a lie and you were playing with me, then why do you look so sad?
君、いよいよ目まで悪くなっちゃったの？俺のどこ
Oh,
が
he's
悲しそうだって。
slipping. He's slipping. Enough with your little act. Go off, Queen! Get him! Get him! He kept trying to spin and deflect, but I'd had enough of this little game. I grabbed Shiraishi's necktie and stared into his eyes. Yeah, maybe I don't exactly understand you as a person. Maybe that's exactly like you, and all the others say that you're just an incorrigible, hopeless cretin. So what? I believe in the Shiraishi I've seen up until now. Even if that was all a lie to you, you can't just make me forget everything I've seen once I've decided to believe it. Shiraishi, you already know that I'm stupid, and that's been established. But then what exactly are you, huh? You always play games with others and you never say what you really think. Take off your stupid facade for once and show me the real you. Or are you just gonna tell me that you're empty inside? You can call me an idiot for allowing myself to get worked up over this, but
うるさい。
I guess I must have made an impact. Shiraishi was certainly angry.
俺が空っぽだって。君は本当好き勝手言ってくれるね。何も分かってないくせに捨て身でぶつかってくるから。こっちまで巻き添え食ってるっていうのに。
Dragging you?
ああ、そうだよ。俺がわけのわからない迷いや衝動を抱くようになったのは君のせいだ。君と関わる前は何も考えないでいられた。それでよかったのに。どうして俺が必要以上に君みたいな子を気にしなきゃいけないんだ。自分で自分がコントロールできないなんてどうかしてる。このままじゃ困るんだよ。俺は自分の仕事をしなきゃいけない。不必要な感情は捨てるべきだ。君と距離を置けば元に戻れると思ってた。なのに。
Okay.
君が俺のことを信じれば信じるほど俺は本来の自分を保てなくなる。それが嫌で気持ち悪くて苦しいんだよ。
This wasn't the first time that I've seen Shiraishi display so much emotion. But I got the feeling that this was the closest to honest he's ever been. I didn't know you could make that expression.
ああ、そうか。俺の周りの人間はいつもこんな気持ちだったのか。今ね、君をどうにかして黙らせたい。それだけしか考えられない。余計なことばかり言う口を塞いでやりたい。これ以上も聞きたくない。だから黙って。
I saw a fire burning deeply inside Shiraishi's eyes. I felt like it must have been evidence that I was seeing what I was seeing right now was Shiraishi without his facade, his true self. I'm sorry, I just feel happy right now. I just blurted out a relaxed laugh without thinking. I let go of his necktie and took a step back.
君って、ダメだ。リセットしようとしたのにまた引き戻されてる。
Haha, get pwned. Feel emotions, bitch. I'm blasting you with those feelings beam. How dare? Yeah, you can't fucking keep me away. What's so bad about that? I like you right now, Shiraishi. Huh? Oh, I meant you as a person. Don't go silent. Please say something. That awkward silence makes me desperate. Shiraishi?
さっきまであんなに強気だったのに見事に自滅しちゃうんだもんな。
You didn't have to go and laugh at it quite so much.
いやだって 一緒にいると俺までらしくないことをしてしまう。それもこれも君のせいだ。計算通りにならないことばかりで嫌になる。楽しいんだよ、今が。すごく。だから怖いのかもしれない。
Afraid of what?
すべてに終わりはやってくる。いつでも迎え入れる準備はできてたんだ。でも今は終わりが怖い。自分でも驚いてるんだよ。俺こんなんじゃなかったんだけどな。
Shiraishi's worried? I'd always thought Shiraishi was a strong person that was never swayed by others' opinions. Hearing that complaint for the first time made me feel strange emotions. I won't let it end. Adonis, nobody has the right to interfere with our daily lives. Mochida, Saeki, Sakuragawa, Mukai, they were our comrades in arms. The old lady that was always reporting things to us. Takeuchi, the siblings in the park. There were many faces I thought who were living this hell that was quarantined Shinjuku. Strangely, I've never once regretted becoming a police officer. Right now, I'm the one being protected. I'm not the one being protected. I'm the protector. My powers may be insignificant, but are better than nothing. Shiraishi, let's make a deal. I don't know what's bothering you so much, and it's something I probably can't solve. But if it's like when you said you didn't care about the world, or that you're fighting the end is futile, if you're caught in that line of thinking, I'll drag you out of it. If you feel afraid that it will all end, then let's stand up to that fear together. That's why, please help me solve these incidents and put a stop to X Day. Will you discard your ambivalent attitude towards the world and fight with me to protect the city? I need you. Shiraishi opened his eyes wide and stared at me. After being separated from you, I realized it. I don't want to be apart from you.
君のこと分かりきったつもりでいたのに、まだまだだった。あんなデータだけじゃダメだ。分からないことだらけだよ。
Then
でもさ、取引って言ったけど、それに応じることで俺のメリットは？
when you're afraid, I'll be at your side.
何それ？
No matter what happens, I'll be by your side. When you need it, I'll support you and help you. That is all I can offer right now. Even so, I'm still asking for your help.
君自身が取引材料か。でも、俺にとっては多分最高の報酬だ。
Hey, we convinced him!
言ったでしょ？俺はもっと君を観察しなきゃいけない。だから、取引に応じるしかないね。
Shiraishi! My words actually got through to him. I knew that this time, I knew my feelings touched him. I wonder if I can charge my controller.
俺だって竹内さんがどんなつもりで自首したか気にならないわけじゃないから。
Shiraishi averted his eyes from me and grabbed his coat. Yes. When I saw him from the side, he seemed so happy. I knew that wasn't my imagination. He's never honest with himself. But I enjoyed this exchange. That's why I don't want to lose it. That's what I truly thought. Shiraishi and I headed to the audio room. I saw Mochida and an unfamiliar man standing there. It's Morioka! Mochida! I heard Takeuchi turned herself in. I also heard that she was asking for me. Bye, Tailgater. Have a nice meal, and I hope your throat feels better.
警視庁捜査一課長の森岡はじめだ。竹内里美の聴取を竹内と面識があることは持ちだから聞いた。本来、自首とはいえ、黙秘している人間を安易に逮捕することはできない。
Yes, please allow me to talk to her. That's why I'm here. Morioka quietly looked at me and eventually nodded.
に任せるのはどうかと思ったが、持田の言う通り、大丈夫そうだな。
Huh? Mochida?
最後に物を言うのが何
教えただろ。
Oh, Mochida! He believes in us! Oh, I stand Mochida so much. Shiraishi's also acquainted with Takeuchi. If I get her permission, I'd like to have him participate as well.
それは
ただでさえ思い詰めた様子の彼女に白石を合わせるのは危険すぎる。大方そんな風に思ったんじゃないですか。
Damn, okay, he clocked him, I guess. Even when speaking to Section Chief, Shiraishi spoke in the exact same manner. Hi, Darkomit! How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Entire situation had me on edge.
柳がお前のフォローばかりする姿を散々目にしてきたからな。
リスクを排除しようとするのは当然ですね。でも俺は彼女の力になりたい。だから同席を許可していただけませんか。
Morioka seemed like he was shocked because Shiraishi bowed to him.
お前がそこまでするとはな。
自分のことなので言葉だけじゃ信用してもらえないのは分かった。
雲行きが怪しくなったら途中で割り込ませてもらうぞ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Shiraishi stands up again and looks at me.
俺はあくまで君の補佐として同席する。もし竹内さんがそれを拒んだらおとなしく退散するよ。君の先輩も言ってたけど大丈夫だよ。
I nodded in agreement to that and went and stand in front of the room Takeuchi was in. Excuse me. I entered the audio room and see Takeuchi lift her head.
来てくれたんですね、星野さん。
Yes. Shiraishi wanted to listen in, so I had him come with me. If it's alright with you, can he stay?
構いません。私がもう逃げられないと悟ったのも彼の言葉があったからだと思いますから。
Aww. Thank you. I turned around and nodded Shiraishi.
失礼します。
Shiraishi enters the audio room and leans against the wall. It seemed like he was trying to stay out of Takeuchi's sight to avoid stressing her. I sat down in front of Takeuchi. Her cheeks seemed sunken and she had dark circles under her eyes. From the way she looked, Takeuchi must have really agonized over this before turning herself in. I'll cut to the chase. Will you please tell me why you've decided to turn yourself in?
はい。事の発端は10年前。同じ職場で働いていた宇野ゆりねが自殺した件に遡ります。私と彼女は同い年で、何かあるたびに相談したりされたりする間柄でした。そんな彼女の様子に違和感を抱いたのは生徒である蜂須賀君と噂になった時です。何かに悩んでいるようだったので声をかけたんですが、彼女は育児で疲れてるだけだと言って、でも日に日にやつれていって、自分には生きている価値がないと独り言を言うようになって。
Poor Takeuchi.
彼女の様子を気にかけていたある日、砂森くんのカウンセリング中に一方的に罵られているのを聞いてしまったんです。
Did I? We're supposed to add ears? Huh. I'll have to look at that later.
お前のせいで蜂須賀が恥をかいた。あいつは毎日死にたいって言ってる。下手したら今日にでも自殺するぞ。あいつが死んだらお前のせいだ。お前が追い込んで殺したんだ。お前は生徒を死に追いやる悪魔だ。生きてる価値がない。
Oh, animal ears. Yeah, I didn't end up adding them because they already have ears on the side, so I didn't feel like adding animal ears this time.
お前が死ね。死んで詫びろ。
それを震えながら聞いている彼女を見て、すべての元凶はカウンセリングが終わると彼は蜂須賀君と合流したんです。二人は何を話していたと思います？
見物だったぜ、あの女の顔。蜂須賀の言われた通りに追い詰めたら ワンワン泣きやがった。
もう少しで自滅しそうだな。俺に恥かかせた罰としては安いもんだ。俺が目をかけてやったっつうのにお高く泊まりやがって。クソうぜ。
にしても大の大人がもうやめてって懇願してくるんだぜ。
Dude, these guys are fucking evil. What the hell?
でもお前は爪が甘いからな。もっと追い込めよ。マジで死んで詫びろって話だし。本当に自殺したら面白いのにな。
彼らが共謀してユリネを精神的に追い詰めているのは明白でした。砂森君は悩みを聞いてもらってるだけ。理事長に報告しても蜂須賀君のお母さんが学校に寄付をしていたので、彼の立場を悪くするわけにはいかないと騒ぎを大きくしたら、学校を辞めてもらうと言われて追い打ちをかけるように、私が受け持っていたクラスの女子生徒吉谷壮子さんの母親が学校に直接苦情を言いに来て、カウンセラーとしてではなく同じ子を持つ母親として特定の生徒をいじめるだけじゃなく、彼女は
That's awful. What the hell? That's awful.
児童相談所に訴えるべきだ。子供は親を選べないのに、こんな女の子供に生まれてかわいそう、母親失格だと何度もなじられていました。
That would mean Yoshitani lied and convinced her mother to go along with it?
でも裏で糸を引く蜂須賀君の機嫌を損ねないように、私もそうです、職を失うことを恐れて逃げたんです。ユリネは限界まで思い詰めて、そして私が味方になれていたら
Oh.
救えたかもしれないのに。
The memories of the event must have hit her pretty hard, because Takeuchi's crying now.
私は結局友人よりも自分の保身を取ったんです。彼女を見殺しにして。
Takeuchi.
この10年どこにいても何をしていてもずっと彼女のことが頭から消えなかった。そんな時アドニスだと名乗る人から、この憎しみを浄化するには諸悪の根源を断つしかないと言われたんです。
Is that the reason?
だって理不尽だと思いませんか？私はこんなに苦しんでるのに、蜂須賀君たちはユリネのことなんてもう忘れてる。死には死で償ってもらうしかない。
I don't believe that's. I don't believe it. I don't believe that she did it.
すべてアドニスが整えてくれました。蜂須賀君の手足として動いていた砂森君をうまく挑発してくれたみたいで、もともと殺人衝動が強かった砂森君は蜂須賀君を殺して自ら命を絶ちました。誰にもバレずに済んで復讐が果たせたと思ったあなたたちが訪ねてきて、自分のしてしまった
Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right.
なくなったんです。
After that, you had them murdered. Did it make you feel better about it? Takeuchi started to say something, but instead, she quickly closed her mouth and nodded.
もう後も
She said that she had thought everything through, but I wondered if that was really true.
あなたは自分のために復讐を遂げたんですか？
As if she picked up on my doubt, Shiraishi spoke up from the back wall.
人を殺せば自分が犯罪者になる。自分の家族も巻き込むことになります。
それも覚悟の上です。
本当に？
Takeuchi looked down at the quick follow-ups. I also thought about stopping them, but... Shiraishi observed Takeuchi's reaction. He wasn't pressing her to answer. He was just patiently waiting for her response. At least, that's what it seemed like to me.
質問を変えます。砂森は自殺でしたが、拘置所にいた彼にどうやって自殺を促したのですか？
それは れもアドニスの協力者に手伝ってもらったんです。
先ほど吉谷さんの処理とおっしゃってましたが、具体的にはどうやって処理したんですか？部屋に押し入って殺害したんでしょうか？
そうです。その後の処理はアドニスに一任しました。
Huh? When Sakuragawa checked Yoshitani's room, she said there was no Lumio reaction. Even if Adonis did a thorough cleanup, it's odd that there have been absolutely no traces. Nothing in the apartment seemed to have been moved. Yoshitani was worried that she might have been murdered, that she would be murdered, so it was unlikely that she didn't struggle. Why did Takeuchi lie? Unlike when she was talking about Uno, she's stumbling and hesitating while she's talking. If there's a reason for her to lie about all this.
竹内さん、あなたがこの事件に関わっているという明確な証拠をお持ちでしたら、
この自供が何よりの証拠じゃないですか。すべて私。
あなた以上に彼らを恨んでいる人はいますよね。
いいえ、いません。すべては私が独断でし。
Are you absolutely certain there isn't anyone else who wants vengeance on them? There could have been other students or teachers that worried about Uno like yourself, like you, Takeuchi. What about Uno's children? Maybe they still harbor some hatred.
あの二人は関係ありません。
Yep, I called it. It's the kids. It's the kids.
星野さん、私は罪を償います。
I hesitated to agree to her plan. Please. No, the true purpose of Takeuchi turning herself in is...
彼女に逮捕してもらって、それであなたは楽になるんですか？
Shiraishi voiced his doubt like a child blurting out the first thing that popped into their head. But then...
楽にはなりませんよね。きっともっと苦しくなる。
He winces in pain as if he were talking about himself.
俺には自分の子供でもない赤の他人になぜあなたがそこまでするのかわかりません。でも、それだけあなたが宇野さんのお子さんを大切に思ってることはわかります。だとしたら、真実を隠して守ることが本当に彼らのためになるんでしょうか？そう思っていないから、あなたは彼女を指名したんじゃないですか？
Shiraishi continued as if he was speaking for Takeuchi. Those sincere but trenched words finally reached her.
そうです。ゆりねのことで合わせる顔がなくて。でも実は子供にも誤解されたままなんで。だから私、あの子たちが18になった時に全て打ち明けてしまったんです。その後すぐに9月の事件が起こって、2人を問い詰めたら当然の報いだって私の責任なんです。こんなことになるなら教えるべきじゃなかった。
Oh, Satomi, Takeuchi, Oh. She thinks it's her fault, but it wasn't her fault. It's not her fault.
お願いです。あの子たちを。
It's not her fault. She cared about them. She wanted what was best for them, and she wanted them to think of their mother, to know the truth about their mother. And the kids were manipulated, or they at that point I believe they were probably already mentally unwell from being almost killed by their mother. So they decided to go through with it. Not that it's any excuse for what they did, but no, I'll go too.
この事件の真実は君を傷つける。真犯人が分かったんだ。もうこれ以上深入りする必要はないよ。
I don't care if I get hurt. I want to see the truth with my own eyes. Besides, I wouldn't be so irresponsible to let you go by yourself. You can't push me away. I'll follow you no matter what.
君がおじけづくなんて俺の杞憂だったみたいだね。
I'm the one who asked you to fight alongside me. I won't turn back now. Takeuchi. I stood up from my seat and walked over to her side as she wept. I will do what I can to make this right, so please, can you stay right there? I left the room while putting on my coat and Mochida came running over. Shiraishi, we have to hurry and go after them before it's too late.
落ち着きなって。あの子たちはそう簡単に捕まったりしないよ。彼らにはあと一つ絶対にしなきゃいけないことがあるからね。
What's that? I thought their revenge was complete. What else do they have to do?
今は時間が惜しい。続きは彼らの足取りを追いながら話す。
Alright, Mochida?
皆まで言うな。特防だってな。立派な警察官。
Hell yeah! We're police too! We're police too! We're police too! Yes.
まずは10月に消えた彼女の行方を暴こう。
After leaving the station, we head to the east exit of Shinjuku train station. Shiraishi, do you know where Yoshitani was taken?
君には黙ってたけど、この子たちが今回の事件に関わってるって当たりをつけてたから。
Shiraishi then produced a single photo from his coat.
俺も写真を見たときは驚いたけど。
I looked at the photo that he handed me. These kids!
男の子が宇野紫音、女の子が宇野鈴音。俺は10年前から現在に至る情報をもとにこの双子の兄弟をプロファイリングしてみた。過酷な状況に耐えかねて死にたくても未練が残っていたらそれを消化したいと思う。彼らにとっての未練はそれを果たした今、抑圧から解放されたい。つまり父親や母親が待ってる場所に行こう。
That means they want to die?
親戚をたらい回しにされてたらしいけど、夫を刺し殺した母親の子供となればどんな生活を送ってたか想像に難くない。本来なら復讐を遂げた10月に命を絶ちそうなものだけど、現状考えられる中で最も有力なのは母親の友人で、この10年片時も事件のことを忘れなかった竹内。真実を知る彼女だけは彼らを犯罪者の子供としてではなく、だからこそ竹内さんは9月の事件が起きた時、実行犯が誰かいち早く気づき、けれど彼らは自分たちの罪を隠さず当然の報いだと白を切ることもできたはずなのに、そうしな。
If they said it was deserved, then they would think it's a justified act and that they have no remorse over it. To be honest, it's probably because they didn't want to lie to Takeuchi. Takeuchi tried to turn herself in and take the blame for the twins' crimes. That's what I thought when I saw her. I think Takeuchi treated Uno's children like they were hers. Of course, some feeling of guilt played towards what happened with Uno played a role. But that wouldn't be everything. If Takeuchi felt parental love towards the two of them, that love wouldn't just be one-sided. Both of them probably thought of Takeuchi as a mother and couldn't lie to her. Although that's just an assumption, but that's what I think.
そういうデータで測れないものが一番厄介で苦手。事実がどうであれ、母親に殺されかけて、それでもこの子たちは助かった。いや、どんな理由があるにしても、母親が彼らを消そうとした事実は変わらない。それはとても。
Yes. When I met those two at the park, they were behaving like normal kids. I had no idea they were involved with this. But thinking back upon it, both of them had sad eyes. Shiraishi made his way down to a deserted street as I followed. And while looking up at the wooden apartment building, Shiraishi stopped.
このアパートの空き部屋で宇野さんは喉元に刃物を突き刺し自殺した。吉谷さんを殺すだけなら部屋に押し入った時でもできたはずだ。だけど彼らはただ吉谷さんを殺したかったのだ。
When I realized the meaning of those words, my heartbeat quickened. Could it be? Shiraishi quietly entered the premises. No matter how harsh the reality is, I must accept it. I renewed my resolve and followed Shiraishi. The property had broken furniture and garbage lying all over the place. This place didn't seem like it was inhabited. When I climbed up the stairs, I smelled an odor. We got close to the corner apartment on the second floor and the stench grew stronger. Shiraishi peered through the window near the door. Shiraishi stepped away and took out his phone. While he reported the discovery of a dead body, I cautiously peeked inside. There, I saw a mound of flesh that used to be human lying on its back. Before long, an investigator and coroner arrived to do a field check of the scene of the crime.
検視官の見解は出たよ。遺体の様子から見て、死後2ヶ月は経過してる。担当医にすぐ連絡ついたから、歯の治療痕から身元も確認できた。
Sakuragawa simply said that and turned away, probably out of consideration for me knowing it was my first time seeing a corpse. Please wait, Sakuragawa. I stopped her because I wanted to get a look at. Is there anything else you noticed while doing the field check?
あんたは深入りしない方がいいよ。
I don't have the luxury not to. As a police officer, I need to know what happened here. Please show me the scene of the crime, please.
わかった。上に許可を仰いでみる。
Thank you. A judicial autopsy was ordered and the body was relocated. Sakuragawa contacted her superiors and received permission for Shiraishi and me to enter the premises. There was blood splattered all over the wall.
死後2ヶ月で遺体の損傷がひどいから、正確なとこは司法解剖の結果待ちだけど、吉谷倉庫の死因は頸動脈を刃物で刺したことによる失血死けど、それ以外に体中何箇所も刺されてた。
父親は母親にめった刺しにされて死亡。その母親はこの場所で両親の苦痛を味わわせることが彼らにとっての復讐だった。
Yep, there's the 3. On the floor, I saw the coin that Adonis left behind at the other X-Day crime scenes. Next to it was the Roman numeral 3 was written in blood. Considering the time of death was placed at 2 months ago, there's no doubt that the murder was the actual October X-Day incident. The window and main door were locked. While I was wondering about that,
ここ取り壊す予定のアパートで戸締まりはしてたんだって。だけどドアの鍵穴にはピッキングの跡が見つかった。吉谷さん。
So they took her from there and brought her over here?
おそらくね。それで殺害した後、また鍵をかけ直した。建物自体作りが古いのと、周辺すら寄りつく人もいなかったみたい。
They carried out revenge without anyone noticing. How the fuck did they do that? That's what I want to know. In the corner of the room were 2 large dolls and 2 small dolls lined up together. It's like they're holding hands. The small dolls had identical faces and they reminded me of the Uno siblings.
このアパートは誰も住んでないらしいから、その人形は犯人が置いたものだろうね。
You see, they killed the person who took away their family and left behind dolls in their family's image. What were they thinking when they left these dolls behind?
一通り見たわけだけど、どう？
Yes, thank you. Even after going outside, what I saw inside that place wouldn't leave my mind. It was a powerful aura of hatred swirling inside there. It's been a while. I wonder what happened to the 2 of them.
ちょうどさっき森岡さんから連絡が来てね。宇野兄弟が親戚の家にいなかったらしい。雨風しのげる場所は提供してたけど、あとは放置してたから居場所も見当がつかないんだってさ。
But if what Shiraishi said is true,
死に場所を探してるかもしれないね。彼らは周りからとやかく言われなくてもよくわかってるんだ。自分たちがこの世界に必要とされてないって。それが当たり前で、そんな環境に身を置いてきた彼らにとって必要としてくる。
Shiraishi?
竹内さんも宇野さんの自殺を止められなかった。ある意味では彼らにとって憎む対象になる。殺された3人と竹内さんには決定的な違いがある。そんな彼女が嘘の自首までして自分たちをかばってくる。
She turned to me. If I were the... oh,
俺ならいいやな。見捨てたくない。必要としてくれた人を傷つけたくない。それを失ったら。
I reached out to him, seeing that he was overcome with emotion about the cry. I'm right here. I stood on my toes to touch his cheek. Oh, sorry. I pulled back, but Shiraishi placed his hand on top of mine.
失う辛さを経験したことがあるなら、どんなこと二人が竹内さんをそのままにしておけるとは思えない。
That means... After Shiraishi let go of my hand, we turned to the apartment.
自分たちこそが犯人だと名乗りを上げるか、新宿署に乗り込んでくるか。情報が乏しくて彼らの行動パターンが予測できない。
Two of them. I remembered the conversation we had and tried to put myself in their shoes. Maybe they... I'd run into those two at the park before. They said it reminded them of their parents. But if they think they're cornered, I don't think why they would go to such a conspicuous place.
いや、犯罪者が事を起こす前に思い入れのある場所に立ち寄ったケースはままある。
Let's go there. Welcome back, Poochie! We arrived at the park and began searching for the two Uno siblings. There wasn't much to suggest they were here. Coming here might have been a waste of effort. But just having that small chance made us want to check our hunch. There was a part of me that wanted to believe that the two of them hadn't been completely consumed by their desire for revenge. Ah! Just past the side and slings. There were some various sized pipes, and the largest one. Found them! I found the siblings huddled together and started running towards them. I'm so glad they're alive. After seeing me, the two of them stood up and Shion stood in front of Suzune.
また会うなんて奇遇ですね。
His lips formed a soft smile, but in his hand, Shion was holding a gun emblazoned with the insignia of Adonis.
そんなに慌ててどうしたんですか？まるで俺たちを探してたみたいですね。
Shion. The moment I said that name, his expression changed completely.
やっぱりてめえ殺だな。
Shiraishi pulled me aside and in the next instant I heard a gunshot. Ah. Though the bullet didn't make contact, it was obvious Shion aimed at me.
大丈夫？
Yes. That was an obvious intent to kill. The murderer's rage caused me to tremble. But I can't run away here. Shion, put out your gun and listen to me. Oh no.
ああそうだ。俺たちは何も悪いことなんかしちゃいない。
両親の復讐のために3人殺しておいて開き直るのは無理があるんじゃない？
開き直ってなんかいねえよ。人殺しはしてねえから。俺たちがした。
You mean Ken Hachisuka, Yuki Tsunamori, and Misako Yoshitani?
さあな。ゴミくずの名前なんていちいち覚えてねえ。ただよ。
I could immediately respond to the words they threw in my direction. That is, a part of me did sympathize with them for losing their parents under such harsh circumstances. Those three were not judged for their crimes. Uno had been mentally abused, and the duress made her kill her husband and commit suicide. And these two...
優しさだけで人は救えない。
Shiraishi was quietly watching me, observing me.
彼らはどうしたの？
Shion and Suzune were both victims and perpetrators. Because of all the pain that wrought on their lives, they viewed the three people they killed as trash instead of people. But I couldn't allow myself to thinking that killing their targets of such hatred would save them. And no matter the reason, what they did was a murder, a crime that must be punished. Shiraishi, can you let me take care of the two of them?
君がどう彼らと向き合うか、俺はここで見てる。
I nodded to him and turned back to face the both of them. No person is trash who has no right to their own life. I know not that everyone's not good. The world's full of criminals. But no person allowed to determine who lives and who dies. That's not society. That's trying to justify murder. Yep, there's her crazy side. Isn't it? I finally fully understood the meaning of the words she's spoken to me at the park. I might not understand how painful it is to lose my family, but I do know that your problem isn't one that can be solved by murdering others out of hate. The 3 people you call trash could have been important to someone else. That means you've become the hated ones. You're just creating a chain of hatred. Now you have to live out your lives as the target of someone else's hate. Dark eyes who have lost all hope stared at me. She was hiding behind Shion, but Susan's eyes were flashing with excitement. Shion still had the gun in his hand, and seemed to want to point it at me. I can't talk to them if they're still consumed by hatred. One wrong move and they might lose control and get themselves killed. I can't let that happen. I still need to talk to those 2, and to do that, I drew my own firearm and aimed. The moment Shion tried to aim for me, I moved too. My shot pierced his shooting hand and Shion dropped the gun. As if he were waiting for it, Shiraishi subdued him. With minimal movements, Shiraishi pinned Shion down and tied him up with his coat. Don't misunderstand, we're not going to arrest you. Suzune! I grabbed her shoulders and looked her in the eye. You did all this because you had your own circumstances. Well, here's your chance. Tell me why you did it. I'll listen. I don't know if my voice reached her or if she just figured it was no use resisting. Suzune held the notebook to her chest and looked down. You're always carrying that notebook around like it's very important to you. Does that notebook have sentimental value? The reason I'm at this park right now is I remember talking to you two here. You said that that coming here reminded you of your parents. No, just like I said, I'm here to talk with you two. Would you mind telling me what was going through your minds up until today? Because I need to know your feelings in order to truly solve the incident. Capturing the perpetrator without knowing their full motive isn't really solving the crime to me. I want to hear the truth of what happened from your own mouths.
お前は何も心配しなくていいんだ。大丈夫だからな、スズネ。お前だけはもうたくさん傷ついたんだ。これ以上傷つけさせてたまるか。
ずっとしーちゃん
Oh.
我慢してきたの。
Suzune held the notebook that she's been clutching to her chest to me.
バカ、何やってんだ。そのノートはお前の大事な。
もういいの。私が大事なのはしーちゃんだから。
Oh.
私こんな世界で生きてても本当はね、しーちゃんだけには生きてほしい。
Oh.
スズネ。
Suzune.
私そのノートは日記。
He got it because he wanted to make sure I wouldn't forget. Don't forget.
私の中には
Oh.
私がいる世界から見放されたあの日。
10 years ago during spring.
シーくん、スーちゃん、ご飯よ。
Oh. Why is her hair green?
二人ともちゃんと手を洗ってきたか？
洗った。
しーちゃんいけないんだ。ちょっと水に手をつけただけなのに。
そんなことねえもん。洗った。
洗ってない。ほらほら、喧嘩しないの。今日は二人の好きなハンバーグなんだから。
Oh.
ハンバーグやった。
でもちゃんと手を洗ってない子には食べさせられないな。
俺、洗ってくる。
私、しーちゃんがちゃんと洗ってるか見てくる。二人は仲良しね。
This typical exchange between family members. My mother and father were both kind. Smiles and laughter always filled our home. At the time, we didn't understand just how happy we were. Our lives started crumbling away one hot summer day.
お母さん、またぼーっとしてる。
つまんない。公園で遊ぼうよ。ごめんね。また今度にしましょう。
Our mother used to smile so much, but not anymore. When our father became worried and asked, she would just brush it off. We became worried and stayed by our mother's side. And then we heard the words.
私のせいだわ。私がいけない。私が。
No!
私には生きる価値がない。生きてるだけで害を及ぼす。どうして私は生きてるのかしら。お母さん、誰かにいじめられたの？
お母さんをいじめるやつは俺がやっつけてやるよ。
シー君、スーちゃん。そうだわ。私は母親としてあなたたちの成長を見守らないと。
It's like our mother finally saw us, but then her face became filled with fatigue. When she would come back from work, there was times where she just cried. She and I decided that we'd pitch in around the house to help out. We wanted to help our mother as much as we could. We wanted her to smile again. But after one summer passed and the weather got chilly one day.
お母さん、おかえりなさい。
あなたたちはかわいそう。私なんかの
No!
かわいそう。私が母親じゃなかったらよかったのに、このまま生きていても不幸になるだけ。母親として責任を取らなくちゃ。一緒に死にましょう。
Oh, that's fucking traumatic.
全部なかったことにするの。大丈夫よ。痛いのは一瞬だから。
My mother had hollow eyes and she took a knife to she.
シオン、鈴音。
Our father stood in front of us to protect us.
邪魔をするの。これで全部生産できるの。
Hi, Jamin! Oh, God.
ユリネ、しっかりしろ。君はこの子たちの母親なんだぞ。
やめて。
母親がこんなことをするなんて。
いや、
この子たちの顔を見ろ。こんなに怯えてかわいそうだと思わないのか。
やめて。そうよ、かわいそうなの。だから全部なかったことにするの。
No! The knife swung down numerous times, and when it finally stopped, my father laid motionless on the ground. With her hands stained red, our mother ran out without looking at us. Left behind a room were she, me, and what remained of our father. I wished it were all a terrible dream. I loved this place when where we all lived as a family of 4, but now it becomes stained with the color red. I felt my heart break down. Oh.
殺人犯の子供を引き取ることになるなんてね。それも2人も。
後継人になれば金が入る。最低限の生活をさせとけばいいんだ。
Our kind uncles and aunts looked at us so much differently now. Everything in the home was disposed of, without a single photo left behind. Before too long, our lives become a haze, and we're not sure we even ever lived here. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to see anything.
シオン君、スズネちゃん。
竹内のおばちゃん。
ごめんね。お母さんの力になってあげられなくて。
Auntie kept apologizing to us, but it was all too late. No matter what she did, she couldn't bring them back.
鈴音、大丈夫だ。俺がいる。
She held my hand as he tried to calm all my doubt and fear. Yes, I'm not alone. She's here. But our broken hearts won't ever mend. Because I was quiet by nature, and as well as the child of a murderer, there was no place I would ever belong. But she had always cared about me and made sure that I was fine. No matter how much people talked about behind our backs, he never cried. I envied she's strength. If only I was as strong as she.
鈴音。
なんだよ。どうしてそんなに驚いた顔してんだ？俺と一緒に遊ぼうぜ。
More and more these days, my memories started becoming fragmented. In the beginning, I'd lose 1 or 2 hours. Later, it progressed to 1 or 2 days. I realized there's something wrong with me, but I don't know what part of me is bad. So, I was scared, but I asked she.
鈴音は鈴音だ。おかしくなんかねえよ。
Oh!
私と目を合わせようとしないの。
そんなこと。
お願いしーちゃん。本当のこと教えて。
After constantly asking him, she finally broke down. He told me that there was another me that lived inside. At first, I didn't believe it. I felt scared that something unknown was taking control of my body. She talked to the nurse at school and heard the condition I have is called DID, or Dissociative Identity Disorder. I was told that when I fall into a situation that was too much for me to endure, I cut myself off and I cut off my emotions and my memories to protect myself.
何言ってんだ。鈴音はちゃんとここにいるだろ。
この前気づいたら外にいたよね。このままじゃ取り返しのつかないことを。
Because I'm the daughter of a murderer, who knows what impulses I could have.
私がいなくなった方がいいって思ってる。
そんなこと言うな。お前のことは俺が守ってやる。記憶がなくなるのが不安なら、これから日記をつければいい。自分が何をしてたか。そうすればお前は自分を見失ったりしない。
From then on, I wrote about myself in the diary. Even with all the sad things happening, Auntie Takeuchi always took care of us. Having someone that needed us and cared about us was so crucial to us. Little by little, I was able to regain myself. I thought that maybe I didn't need a diary anymore. That's what I really thought. On my 18th birthday, I was told that my mother didn't commit suicide. She was murdered. The memories of the day were triggered. Hatred, sadness, and aimless anger. Everything exploded and I couldn't hold it back.
この世界は腐ってる。なんであいつらは何も罪にも問われねえの。なんで罰を。おかしいだろなあ。生きてるのが地獄だって思うくらい苦しんでめちゃめちゃに痛めつけられて涙流して命乞いして死んでいくべきだろ。なんでのうのうと生きてんだよ。
お前にこんな辛い思いをさせて、あいつらゴミくずだ。生かしてる価値だ。
No. And we're just ending it like that? Okay. Jesus.
アドニスを名乗る人に声をかけられたのはそれからすぐのことだった。
Okay. We're gonna end it here. Oh, fuck.